He's Noah. I'm sick. Let's do this.
Very, very, very nice. Very straight to the point. Very nice.
So I'm not even gonna entertain a no spoiler section for this movie. I just don't think you can really talk about it without spoiling it. If you haven't seen the movie yet, just leave, please.
Stop the video, close your computer, get your wallet, get your keys, get your
Pay your
shoes,
13 bucks, watch Endgame, because
go to
why
a
have you
theater,
seen why
watch
are you
the movie
here?
now
Go see
because
Endgame.
you have enough time to sit and watch this podcast. You have enough time to go and
Because
watch
I
this
mean,
movie.
I can't see the future, but I'm pretty sure this podcast is going to at least 2 hours. You don't have
At
time to watch
least
Endgame.
you'll be fine. You'll be like go. I
So
don't mean to downplay our podcast, but it's not better than this movie. So go.
he's right.
Yeah, like, get out. Get out. I'm asking you, go watch this movie. You'll feel better. I don't care if you haven't seen any superhero movie ever. Go
Okay,
see it.
I might not go that far. You have to
No,
see it
no, but
almost
you.
Infinity War.
Okay, yeah. Like even
Which
if you
statistically
haven't,
you have statistically seen Infinity War.
statistically, you don't know it yet, but statistically, yes, you did see this movie. No, but I mean, like, the thing, like, if you haven't seen this movie, you at least know what happened.
Mm.
You know, just from watch. If you have a television, you probably heard at some point some big alien dude snapped his
Mm.
fingers and killed a bunch
From
of
the
people.
Spider-Man memes, you get
You,
the gist.
yeah, like, I mean, you know, I mean, between the Spider, every like late night show for the
Mm.
past like Josh Brolin's been on everything talking about it.
Yeah,
Like, come on,
yeah.
you've seen this. You know what happened. Like, I had at a family gathering, I actually had like this is last year after Infinity War came out. After I had like my one of my aunts who's like in her like mid 60s
Mm.
is talking about Thanos. I mean, she said Thanos, but I mean like I don't think that's like totally wrong. I don't know, but like
It's
you know,
very
but, like
close.
these people who have never, I don't think have ever seen a comic
Mm.
book. I don't know, are just talking about this, and I'm just like, okay, so like if they know, everyone should know.
Mm.
Like, come
Yeah,
on.
and
But
that's just the power of the cinematic universe. They've taken characters that no one knew or even liked and made them
and
now
made
part of
them
the public
awesome.
conscious. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like 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 the Guardians of the Galaxy are like not a household name necessarily, but like notable. Like the average person who is like at least a
Mm.
little bit into superheroes knows who they are because of these movies, and like
Mm.
that's something that 5 years ago was not a thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like,
So good job. Now,
well done, Marvel.
to
This
the actual movie itself.
okay.
I guess just go scene by scene is the best way to tackle this monstrosity of a movie, which is monstrosity
I
in the
mean,
way that it's 3 hours. Just it'll just
it
go.
is there. It's a long one. Honestly, did you feel the whole three
No,
hours?
I
Because
didn't.
I didn't,
Both
which
times
is
I saw it, it felt like a 2 hour movie, which
it's
is
weird
amazing.
because for me, Infinity War felt longer,
Yeah,
which is weird because I know it's not, but it felt like
it's
it took
half an
like
hour. Infinity War is half an hour shorter. Yeah, every time I watch
right.
it, it feels longer.
It feels. I think it's just because like, in this movie there were like distinct parts of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's the beginning, there's this like there's like the small early middle
Mm-hmm.
section, then there's this like fast paced a bunch going on. Then there's
Yeah.
the really intense, really fast paced, everything
Mm-hmm.
blows up.
Yeah.
What
I
you
th-
thought the whole movie was gonna be in the last bit. And then it's
mm,
just like,
I
here
think
we go. And then the ending kind of coast along.
I think the main reason for that is because like the first 45 maybe an hour, I'm not entirely sure, but the movie is very somber, very like
Mm-hmm.
slow paced, and then once it starts going, it's pretty
It's
consistently just going. So
it's going, yeah.
it's not
Which is
like what you necessarily expected the movie to be, but like it's still action for like the
right.
rest of the 2 hours, which is
Yeah. See, I
crazy.
thought they were gonna do like Infinity War. It was like action, 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 show, action, action, show, action.
No,
This was more just like,
front load the chill and then just
yeah, front load the show, and then all of a sudden, all like 3 hours in a movie worth of action is thrown into the last like hour, and you're just
mm-hmm.
like, okay, here we go, and
Oh
every like it's just nonstop going,
yeah.
and it's pretty epic.
And
to say the least.
I really appreciate this movie starting with Hawkeye because he
Mm-hmm.
wasn't in the last movie at all. So
Right.
starting him, showing exactly what he was up to during the snap, and it's like as soon as you saw his kid, you knew exactly what was going to
Oh
happen.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Uh,
I mean, like you knew it was like the one thing I've noticed, like for this and for the end of Ant-Man, like it's one of those things where like you know what's happening,
mm,
but it still kind of not surprises you, but it happens so fast it
yeah,
surprises you. That's the thing.
you know,
Because
go
like
cut your arrow. Okay, we'll be there in a second. Turn around.
yeah.
Where is
Turn
she?
like
Turn
literally
around.
looks
They're gone too.
down
It's like
and
what?
turn and everyone's just gone. You're just like, oh snap. Because like I think one of the things I like they it happened so progressively like
mm,
initially in Infinity War, especially with Spider-Man, taking all the time. I didn't
mm,
realize how fast it was for other people. So like when that happened and then
mm.
people are just gone, like you don't see them playing. It's just oh they
And
look up.
that's just movie magic. Like
Yeah,
probably if it were realistic, they would have all just literally
yeah.
just snapped out of existence instantaneously.
Yeah,
But
but I don't know. I just think that's interesting because it's like how
mm,
much weight. Like he just like looks up and everyone's gone. He's just like, what the
mm,
heck is happening? And
yeah,
like I mean,
like
there's not.
and even though that scene already didn't have any like background music or really any other sound effects, there was still a sense of dread and quietness,
Mhm.
even like on top of the already kind of quiet background that already was like that. Oh, that opening scene was just so spot
Mhm. I
on.
mean,
And
it sets
then
the
oh,
tone.
no go yeah.
I'm good. Good. No, I mean, it sets the tone because like obviously we know this is going to be a happy movie. Like it
Mm-hmm.
might end on a good note, but at the same time, like you just like okay, we're not playing around. We're
Yeah.
starting. We're starting back where like the last movie ended, essentially, where it just okay, go right in. We're
Mm-hmm.
going good, and we'll go from there. And like Clint is, pretty young. You see the ankle bracelet he's got on from because the
Mm-hmm.
effects of Civil War still affect him too, which is good to keep in mind. But it's just like, here we go.
And I really appreciate the fact that this or Marvel over the past couple of movies, I really appreciate how they've been kind of playing around with the Marvel logo quite a bit because
Mm-hmm.
usually they play the theme song of that particular movie, but in Infinity War they
It was
played
just,
that distress
yeah,
signal, and Captain Marvel they had the Stan Lee tribute.
right, which was awesome.
In this movie, every character that was snapped wasn't in that intro, and just that was I wanted that so badly going in, and I'm so glad that happened. Like
So dirty, dude.
they
Cause
knew
like
they oh
it's mean because like we
it's
like you think we don't notice. We definitely notice these things. Like, bro, like there was no oh my god.
like as
And
soon
I
as it
mean
started rolling, I'm like they're not gonna do it, and then like wait, Scarlet Witch should have been there. There should have been Falcon. Oh,
right?
they're doing it
Like
because there was
what
one
is it?
sequence of like after like the main six kind of form and like it cuts away from Captain America. There's a good like 5 seconds of just no one. It should be like Doctor Strange, Black Panther, etc. Like just no
Yeah.
one there.
And you're just like, oh no. Like the attention to detail is just
Mm,
flawless here. I'm just
yeah,
like,
I
we
kind of
are
hope they. Uh, I kind of hope they like keep going with this because
like
take
take the
out
fallen.
characters that die. Maybe I don't know. Would that be too mean?
I think so because like I think it's different when they like well no it's kind of honestly you know what no I like it that way because it keeps it because like
Mm,
yes heroes die but I mean heroes also I mean that's part of the gig next man up.
yeah, maybe not until like they fully establish the new like core Avengers, but like if they did take out the people that died in this movie, like
I
I'd
mean
be
that's
fine with
just
it. It'd
a
be cute. I mean, they're
yeah I
probably not
mean
coming back anytime soon. At least I'll be
no
fine with
I,
it.
no they're gone so I mean yeah but
Except for one, we'll get to later, but
yeah
let's
we'll talk about it.
figure that out.
That was crazy.
Yeah. It just one thing I appreciate so much about the in-game trailers and then the movie itself is that in the first hour, and really throughout the movie, but like it highlighted a lot in the first hour. This movie is This movie focuses so much on small character moments, like
Mm-hmm.
quiet, just one-on-one character moments where like they're just trying to deal with what is going on. Like at first, it felt a little jarring that the first time you see Iron Man is him playing, you know,
Paper
paper
football
football with
with
Nebula, but like
Nebula. I
that's
was
just kind
thinking,
of how his character is. He tries to make the best of this situation.
yeah, I mean, it's his coping. Like, that's his thing.
Mm. And after he did that message and fell asleep, I honestly thought he might have just died right there. I thought that was him sitting in the chair
See,
dead. I didn't want
nah,
that, but I kind of thought that was happening.
nah. I mean, I knew he wasn't gonna die that fast because like, well, one thing is like, well, I mean, I hate to say it, but like, you saw him in the trailer, so like, and also that's
We
kind
saw
of
Hulk in the Infinity War trailers. That doesn't mean
okay.
anything.
That is true. That is true. But we saw him in a bunch of trailers, a bunch of TV spots, and you knew that scene where like the original three were walking up was like gonna
Well, yeah,
happen.
that could have been
But
like they
again, that could
take
have been
Tony
someone else.
out of the New York fight and put him here.
That is true, but
Like,
but we don't know how time travel. We didn't know how time travel worked. I still don't really know how time travel works, and we're working on it.
yeah.
But, but it's fine. Everything's fine. But I mean, yeah, I mean, it was. Yeah, I thought it was good. I will say I thought it was a little annoying that like he was in space for like 2 minutes. Like I thought he was going to be in space for a while, but that's like, oh, look what I found, Captain. Like, and I understand Captain Marvel. That makes sense because Captain Marvel does Captain Marvel things. But like,
Mm,
I don't know. I think he should have been in space longer because you had this long movie. You had the time, I
yeah,
guess.
I kind of agree with that to an extent. Like, especially since I had the feeling that the Captain Marvel scene from the end of, well, from the after credit scene of Captain Marvel, of her showing
Mm-hmm.
back up, I thought that would be in the movie, but that was just the precursor to Endgame. But
Right.
so that was like a little confusing at first, but then I kind of accepted. Oh, I guess that already happened, and then they sent
Mm-hmm.
her to go find Tony. But yeah, like him coming back within the first 10 minutes, maybe even five, was like a little. I'm not sure exactly how to feel. Like, obviously, just to get the movie going, like you need all the characters together, and like there wouldn't have really been a point. I just don't really know how the movie could have been structured for them to do what they did, then get Tony, then the 5 year time skip.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been a little clunky, maybe, but like the way they did it might have just been the
Yeah.
best way they could have solved it. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, like jumping a little bit ahead, like the 5 year time skip. Now, initially, I was not a fan at all. Like I
Mm.
saw it, it was like 5 years later, and I was like, I was like, oh, what? Like I always said that, and
Mm.
my roommate was like, dude, shut up. And I'm like, sorry, I just like I was legit because I was kind of mad about that. I was like, okay, so wait, we're just supposed to like, I don't know, I generally don't like time skips in movies that
Mm.
are longer than a year, unless
Yeah,
it's very important to the story. But
and I feel
like,
like it is here.
I mean, is it though?
I yeah, I'm what I would argue yes. Like I feel just skipping ahead 1 year in the future might not have had enough feeling of this can't be changed. It's only been a year. We can still do something. 5 years, I feel the Avengers theoretically have tried many different things. They've tried getting over it. They tried moving on. They've tried. Also, you need to skip ahead to like establish Tony has a life now. If you had a 1 year old
Okay, that's
daughter, you can't
okay.
really. It's not
Okay,
really
yeah,
anything to
that's
ground
true.
on.
That's true. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
I think that was honestly the main purpose of that time skip was to establish Tony move on for the Avengers entirely. He just doesn't want anything to do with him anymore. He has his own life now. So,
He's like, yeah, I mean, and that's like, I understand that, I get that, but I don't know. I was initially thrown off by that. I accept it. It's fine. It's just,
yeah.
but Also, I was not, also I thought it was interesting how they could just kind of easily find Thanos again.
Hmm.
Like,
I would assume that they were just looking for him nonstop for those 20
right.
some days. Like they were just the entire time after he portaled away, they were looking for him anywhere, everywhere they could. So
Right. I mean, but how do you track that? I mean, can we track Infinity Stones? Do we
I,
know this? I
I
mean,
mean, I think didn't Rocket say didn't Rocket say that like they tried to like sync up with the same energy burst that happened on Earth also happened on that planet.
okay,
So that's
okay,
how
makes,
they
okay. I guess that
tracked
makes sense. So that's why they couldn't find him. So they used them all again, and
him.
then used them to destroy him. Yeah.
Yeah. Backing up just a second. I I think I came to peace with Captain Marvel finding Tony and bringing him back to Earth, but like one thing I kind of felt that I was kind of hoping that Tony would save himself or like he would
Hmm.
be saved by like Pepper's rescue. Like, I felt like that was something that they were building to, but it's whatever. He got back. It didn't really matter how, but like him getting
Right.
himself out of that scenario, like he did in the cave in the first movie, felt like would have have his come full
Yeah.
circle. But like it's whatever. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, that's a difference between, space and a ship that, yeah, I know Tony Stark's Tony Stark, but, a space with a ship where they ran out of fuel, they don't know where they are,
Hmm.
which my thing is, okay, but like, they go, like, my thing is with the ship, it's like, okay, so like, I know Nebula, like, basically suicide bombed
Hmm.
Thanos with the ship, but at the same time, like, the problem wasn't really, I mean, it was somewhat damaged, but like, did they not have enough fuel to go to another fuel stop or something? Like I don't really know how gas stations work in space, but I assume they're pretty frequent.
um,
I don't know. I mean,
they
again,
at
problem,
least
but
didn't have the like hyperdrive or whatever to
okay.
jump. They yeah, I don't know. Probably Titan is just so far away from everything else that they just didn't get very far
Right,
before they ran out of fuel.
right. So this is an abandoned planet. Okay, I guess that makes sense.
Hmm. And I appreciate so much the little interaction Tony had with Cap after they got back to Earth. It was like I needed you. I said that we should have a shield and an iron suit of armor around the whole Earth, and you said no. Well, if no,
Hmm.
that'll mess with our rights, whatever. Well, if we fail together. Well, we
Say
fail.
what?
What do you
Yeah,
want to do now?
we
Like
lost
that
together.
was the end game. I said that.
I mean, to an extent, he does have a huge point, but
Mm-hmm.
also at the same time, when you try to build a thing around us, we all died.
And
Almost
Cat
all
was like,
died.
"How'd that work out for you?" It's like, well, it didn't, but we could have tried something else.
I mean, he's kind of like he has like both people are
Mm,
right, but at
yeah,
the same time, nothing prepares you for Thanos. Like you can't
yeah. Like I
really.
don't even know if Ultron really could have
No,
helped in the end.
I mean
He came to Earth was already 5 stones on him, so like it wouldn't have mattered.
that's what I'm saying. Like he was not just he was not just chilling. This guy was ready to go.
Mm,
But
yeah.
I mean theoretically, but I wouldn't have saved him.
Like speaking of Thanos, I was like shocked that they just
Killed him
killed
so fast.
Thanos in the
Yeah,
first 10 minutes. It's like,
I was
oh,
too.
okay, let's
Yeah,
go get him. They
and
got
they
him.
got him like very quickly. Like I was like, okay, they're gonna show up. Like my thought was they're gonna show up and Thanos is like, I don't have the stones and
Hmm.
there's nothing you can do about it. So like, there's no point in killing him. They're like, no,
No,
no, at this point,
go for
let's
the
do like
head. Just
first
do it.
like he cut the arm off first, and I was like, okay, that's a good start. And then
Hmm.
they just cut his head off. I was like, oh dang, dude, like brutal fatality. But
But look, Thanos, buddy,
it was
you say that after you use the stones to fulfill their purpose, they're not necessary anymore, so you just destroy them. yes, you cut all of life in half.
Like, you think someone's not gonna be mad about that?
Also, the last time the Earth currently, as of right now, has about like 7.2 billion people on it. The last time the Earth had 3.6 bill was 1970 something.
So it hasn't been that long
50
before it
years.
will.
Like, what?
Like, people
You might
remember
need
that.
to keep it up every, 20 or
Recycle
so
it.
years just to try to keep the population, or maybe use them again to erase the memories of the people who you screwed over, or
Or just make more resources and don't kill
yeah,
anyone. But
or just
again,
slow down birth
reason.
rates, or just make it into 9 months 18. That would help. Like, I mean, that would suck for the one who's pregnant, but like that would at least be an idea. You don't have to destroy them on your second snap. That seems a little
A
irresponsible.
little much. Yeah. I don't know. I guess he just wanted to be done with the idea. But I mean,
Yes.
whatever, dude. But
But like you can
that's
stop
what
make
happened.
you can have pizza anytime you want. You can just make pizza anytime you
You
want.
think Thanos cares about pizza?
It's pizza. If he
But
had
yeah,
some, he would.
I mean, that's probably true. But still, like, I don't know, man. Like, but he got what was coming to him because I
Yeah.
guess he just assumed they wouldn't find him, and then they found him, and
Mm,
then he got very quickly. So
yeah.
that's
Well,
fair.
Thor just cut his head off like he should have in the first place. So yeah. And like when it cut to black, I was a part of my brain was like, "Oh, was that the end of the movie? Is that just it?"
That's it.
Like
We lied. It's 30 minutes, not 3 hours. Bye.
that would have been ballsy of them to do. They won. They did it, guys.
I
Spider-Man Far
mean,
From Home. That movie doesn't even exist.
no, it's all prank. These
Mm,
movies aren't real. All the trailer, everything. The actors
mm.
have been lying to you.
I love
None
that
of this is
Chadwick
real.
Boseman, like on every press tour, he was like,
It's like, I'm
"I'm
dead.
dead.
But
I don't know. I'm dead."
I don't know. I'm dead. I'm dead. They haven't called me back. I'm dead. I'm like, bro, bro. We know you're working on 21 bridges, but bro, like, nah. But I mean, can't
Mm.
get caught with them spoilers. So
Oh yeah, they have that on lock. Like Infinity War, Tom Holland got a few things out, but like this movie, no one's because they
no.
killed all the people that foiled stuff. So I guess
I
Mark
mean,
Ruff-
Mark Ruffalo was still there
yeah, good point.
because then like it's Tom Holland, then Mark Ruffalo,
Mm,
then I mean, those are the main two, and the other
yeah,
ones like occasionally. But oh my gosh. But yeah. Anyway, back to the movie. So,
mm, yeah. 5 years later,
oh
I
gosh.
really, I kind of like the little detail of the cars just that were lost, or that people were snapped out of.
Mhm.
They're still just there. Like no one moved those. Like that stadium is just there's still cars around. They're like that just seems a
Like
little.
my okay here, and that was one of my things. Like, okay, it's been 5 years.
Mm,
So like you're telling me people have been still going to work, still living life, doing things,
mm,
but everything that just like they just leave everything like it's like I mean like I hate
yeah,
to bring up something like actually terrible that happened in real life, but I mean that's like after like 9/11 you just don't reconstruct
like
anything. You just leave the strappled in there. Like you
maybe
have
like if I mean not to downplay 9/11, like it was a horrible event, but like maybe if an event like literally half of all humanity just disappeared, maybe you wouldn't really have the motivation to fix anything for a while. I don't know.
but 5 years. I mean
Uh,
that's one of the reasons why I thought 5 years was a long jump
mm,
because in a lot can happen in 5 years.
mm.
Like I mean 5 years that's that's a new term of president.
If the
I mean
president was even still alive, or like,
yeah,
he
well,
wasn't snapped alive.
I mean, who knows? But I mean, in 5 years, you should. I mean, I'm not saying you should get over it, but I mean, the world can't stop working for five
Mm.
years. You can't just stop
The
life
Mets
for
stopped
everyone.
playing.
The Mets don't win anything. No one cares. The Mets could stop playing now and no one would notice. Sorry, any Mets fans out there, but if you,
I'm
I mean,
not
it's
one, so
baseball.
don't. You're not offending me.
No,
I don't even. I
no,
don't care about baseball or
no,
baseball out there. Baseball. Yeah.
no. I mean, no, I don't. I don't really
No.
care about
Okay.
baseball at all. But no, but I mean, okay, like 5 years. I know I just put up 10 fingers, but 5 years, like I don't know. That's even if half the world disappeared. My process is, and that's another thing. Like I understand people are still mad about it, but at the same time, I mean they have the. I mean you saw. I mean you see Cap is in this like these like get over it counseling meetings and stuff
Mm,
like that. They kind of look like Alcohol Anonymous, but
yeah.
like for people dying. And like I get that, but like how are you gonna try to get people to get over stuff that just no one's gotten over? Like
Yeah. And one kind of interesting thing about it being 5 years later is that, like, there's a high chance that, a good portion of the husbands and wives that got their significant other snapped away have moved on and potentially made a new
exactly.
family. Now, what's going to happen now that they're all back? Like, we
That's
don't
see,
know.
and that's I mean not to jump all the way to the ending, but I mean
Mm,
like that's one of the things that I also was thinking. I'm like, okay, so are we just supposed to jump back into life like nothing happened? Because
I,
like
I guess.
like come
Yeah.
on, man. Like okay, but first of all, for example, what Peter Parker's still in high school
That's,
after
I
five
mean,
years of being gone. I
all the
mean like
people
that,
that were
but you
like
have to
Ned and everyone else, they were also snapped away. So the school is now there for like half people who were that age and half the people that were snapped away
also, and these people didn't age any that got snapped away. So I
because they
mean,
were just taken out of time.
right, but like
What?
so you're, I mean, that, so you're supposed to tell me that like you were just, oh, okay, so just throw you back where you left off while
Yeah.
people you knew your whole life are 5 years older than you now? Like what? Like it's like that movie, or not movie, but that TV show. I want to say something like the TV show where that plane gets disappeared for 5 years and then just comes back,
Uh,
but they don't realize it. I think it's Passengers. I don't know. Maybe that's
um,
it. I don't know.
Passengers sound right,
Well, let me.
but
No, I don't know. Let me look that up.
I've definitely heard of this.
And Lost for 5 years show. Let's see. Come on, internet. Manifest. That's what it's
Mm,
called.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so apparently in that show, there's a bunch of people on a plane. The plane goes into space, land, or not goes into space, goes into the
Mm,
sky. They land, everything's fine, and then it's 5 years later, and they have
whoa.
no idea what happened. And like the people on the plane are completely unaware that time has changed, but everyone
Mm,
off the plane is like, man. So like that's okay when it's just that many people. But I mean, half the world is
yeah.
just supposed to show back up and be like, okay, deal with it. 5 years has happened.
Well,
Like,
see, the Tony made it very clear not to change anything. He made it very clear, dude, make sure you only bring back the people that were snapped away. Don't change the don't change me not having a daughter. I cannot lose that. Was that a little selfish of him? Maybe. I don't know, but like in order for him to preserve his life, these people were all the people still live. They're just in a different slightly different time period.
I mean, I get that, but it's just like, I don't know. That's a little far fetched for me to believe personally, just because, like, obviously these are beyond insinuating circumstances, but at the same time, I
Mm,
mean, so is life just supposed to just reset? Like, what are we gonna do? Like, I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm sure. Like, I am interested. Like, like the ending of this movie makes me more like intrigued, like for Spider-Man for a totally different reason
Mm,
because they're just gonna go in. I mean, assuming that I mean, I don't because we don't even know who snapped and who wasn't from Spider-Man's world yet.
Like
So I guess they'll just fill that
theoretically,
in.
like uh, Flash, Flash Thompson, um, MJ, Ned, him, Aunt May, I guess. Maybe I don't know.
I guess, but I mean, like when he sees Ned at the end, is like
Mm.
I guess they're at the school, so I guess they
Yeah,
all
he
got snapped.
was. He was confirmed. He
Okay,
was snapped. I think.
okay, so I guess they just come back together,
Mm.
and I guess I mean maybe they make a separate school system for people that were snapped. Like maybe there's just a
That
separate
would be smart,
like
but that would require the school system actually doing something right, and that never happens. So,
well, but this is a movie, so we can pretend.
yeah,
So it's different. It's not like the real world where
maybe
they
that
don't
was part
know.
of Iron Man's, wish. I don't know, destroy
I think
Thanos and make a
that would
school for all
be
the.
that would be extremely interesting,
Mm.
but no. But anyway, okay. So 5 year jump.
Mm.
Now we're at Black Widow, kind of running through it with
Yeah,
everybody on the
her
screen.
like taking up the position on like the head of Shield, I really liked.
Yeah, it was a good move
Mm.
because I mean it makes sense. I mean, who's
She's
been
really
through
the
more
only
than she
one left who
has?
can do it. So,
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I mean, you got um, like Okoye is pretty much
mm.
like. I mean, I guess they didn't have a. I mean, I guess they didn't have a new Black Panther. But I guess she just takes over the
Yeah,
country in terms
like
like
I guess Umbaka also was there, maybe helping. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, I mean, see, my thing about that is like I don't know if she was like the official like ruler. I think she might have just been in charge. But like,
Mm.
if they didn't think they were coming back, I mean, theoretically, they would have to have a new Black Panther.
Mm.
And the Black Panther, well, technically,
They can't. All the purple flowers are gone.
right. And no purple flowers, and both heirs were snapped away.
Yeah,
So I
that
don't
was a
know. I
little
don't know.
mean of them to do that.
Yeah, I mean, see, I would have liked it if it like Shuri had taken over for a little bit. I think that would have been cool.
Yeah, like it's a little. I don't know. I was kind of hoping there to be at least one scene of Iron Man and Shuri interacting because like
Yeah, that would have been
they're
really
like
good.
the two brightest minds on the planet. So
Right.
them bouncing off each other would have been fun to see, but it's whatever.
And, it's fine. It's
And I love this. I
fine.
love the line like where Okoye is like, there was an earthquake, off the coast of us, and Black Widow's like, how are you gonna handle it? It's an earthquake. We handle it by not handling it. It's just an earthquake. Like, what do you want us to do about it?
Well, there's no shit. You can't really do anything
Mm.
about it. But yeah, I mean that was cool because they got like rocket in space and they got like other people doing stuff
Captain
like
Marvel just around
yeah,
trying
Captain
to
Marvel
fix
just
what she can.
doing whatever Captain Marvel can do and just
Mm.
I mean that was cool. Yeah, I will. And then Captain America shaved the beard and all that stuff. But
Mm.
it's been 5 years, so that's kind of
Yeah.
understandable.
Mm.
And then
And just the little interaction um between her and Cap when he came back, seemingly
mhm,
after years of them not talking, because like she looked surprised to see him again. So
right,
I assume they just hadn't really spoken a lot
it's probably
since
been a
then.
while. Yeah.
Mm. Oh, and then Ant-Man. I forgot about him.
The rat like steps on the
Mm.
control panel. And he
That's
gets
one way to
lucky.
do it. Okay. Although,
I
why
mean,
didn't he just do the thing he did in the first Ant-Man movie and just grow big enough to come out?
I
Maybe it's
mean,
different since he went
I think
directly into the.
that's what I'm thinking. Like it
Mm.
doesn't work that because I mean, if that was the case, he wouldn't have need them on the outside in the first place.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, I'm sure there's like
Mm.
somehow this was different going
Yeah.
into some atomic thing. So
Mm. And just him being the pricey character for like a man at a time where like he's come back and it's like what is happening here? He sees all
yeah,
these wanted posters or missing posters. He talks to that kid like
yeah, the kid just
one
like
or both
starts
of his parents
crying.
are gone. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that was crazy. Like he like kid, what happened here? And the kid just looks at it, starts
Mhm.
crying, and just runs away. I'm just like,
But
yo,
you like he thought that kid might have thought he was just an a hole because like how do you not know? Like what are you talking about? Don't make me cry again and then
yeah.
leave. And when he got to that cemetery and was looking for his daughter's name, and then saw
Mm.
his name, it's like,
He's like, oh.
I'm dead. Oh, I wish someone would have told me. Cool.
Starts fading away.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was absolutely crazy. Let's see. All right, so where do we go from there? Mm-mm.
Because when they go, oh, Cap having or Iron Man having a family, the
Oh yeah, yeah.
the moment that child crawled out of that little hut, I knew for a fact was he was gonna die. That was it. He is a kid. He's dead.
So sad, dude. Such a sweet kid too. Like that
Mhm.
little girl was precious. I was like, oh my gosh.
And
I wouldn't
like
want to lose her either.
everyone, that precedent has been broken in Age of Ultron where Hawkeye
Mm.
will have a family. He didn't die, but I was like, they're not gonna do that twice. He's
I
a kid.
mean,
You can't live through this movie. It's just not gonna
it's
happen.
just it's how it
Mhm.
works. Yeah, I mean, it was really disappointing, but I mean, it could have been.
Oh, and
I mean, he could have survived. I mean, that's
mm,
like,
but
I didn't think he was gonna like die till like it actually started happening. I was like, oh,
mm,
well, dang.
I love how even though Scott Lang has kind of been around these geniuses for some time, he's picked up on something, but like he's still not really on the same level as them. So like when he starts explaining the rules of time travel to Iron Man, and he's like, "Hold it! Don't tell me all your ideas come from Back to the Future." And he's like, "No, that's not it at all."
I mean, to be fair, I think that's how the average person would think of
Mhm.
time travel, either Back in the Future or like
Bill and Ted or whatever.
Quantum Leap. Yeah, I don't know.
Mhm.
So I mean, because I mean that's just what you think. You don't really
Mhm.
know. But yeah,
What did you
yeah.
think? What did you think of Professor Hulk?
I mean, okay.
Mhm.
I initially I was like, okay, that's okay. Like it's fine. Like I didn't think it was that bad. I think Mark Ruffalo might feel a little cheated that he was CGI the entire time.
Yeah.
But I mean, I didn't really care that much. Like it was okay. Like it was. I mean, it made it more popular with people, which is good
Yep.
because well, you have the kids come in sign the autograph and stuff. So I think that was cool because I mean, most people just thought of Hulk as just like scary
Yeah.
giant monster. So it was kind of cool that he's like a more
Yeah, I like that
celebrity
aspect a
figure
lot.
now. Yeah, especially in this universe where like superheroes are more celebrities and
Mm,
just silent
yeah.
guardians. So
Like especially since the last time the Hulk was on Earth, he was seen as a monster for destroying that one city with
right.
Hulkbuster. I just can't help but feel like this wasn't really the conclusion to Hulk's story in Infinity War. Like Hulk got got the mess beat out of him by Thanos,
Mm-hmm.
would not come out for the rest of that movie, and then just off screen, Bruce was like, "Okay,
Figured it
we're
out.
the same now." That just, I
I
don't
don't know,
know. It
man.
just, I Professor Hulk as a character arc, I think worked as a whole, but as far as just the arc he had in these two movies, the way they did it, I'm not completely satisfied with. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of hoping either during the final battle or like maybe as he's putting on the gauntlet, like the gamma radiation coming off him would like make him start to
Make
Hulk
him go
out
crazy. Yeah.
or something like that. But because it might have been a little too ridiculous for another stupidly overpowered being to be on that battlefield, but like
Mm-hmm.
having the gamma radiation
Is it though?
of yeah, you're right, having the gamma radiation of the snap happen, and then like it may take a little bit for it all to like be stored up inside of them, for World War Hulk to come out of that.
Mm,
That would have been something epic.
I mean, yeah, that would have made sense because you wouldn't really question. It's just, oh, yeah,
Oh, he
radiation
absorbed
from
all
the
the gamma
Infinity
radiation.
Gauntlet. Yeah,
Boom.
makes
Like,
sense. Oh,
yeah.
perfect. So that's totally, as far as comic book logic goes, oh yeah, it's perfectly scientific.
But
So yeah, I mean, I feel like I think the idea of Professor Hulk wasn't bad. I just think that they should have like built up to it
mm,
in this movie instead of just,
yeah,
oh,
and
this
like
is
he's
where we
probably gonna
are.
be in more movies. Like he's like gonna be in like a Doctor Strange 2 or like whatever else. But
I could see that, yeah.
or hopefully, please get your own movie. Like you or She Hulk. We need more Hulk in this universe. Like,
I think this Hulk I'd rather see a whole movie of than like
mm,
just changing Hulk.
mm.
That would get boring pretty quickly, in my opinion.
Yeah, because I mean, once Disney buys Universal, they'll have a She Hulk too. That was the joke. They're not. I don't think they can buy Universal, but just get why of all the characters of all the properties that Marvel has been distributed to, why does Universal just randomly have like two characters? They have the Hulk
Because
characters for no reason, and Disney hasn't been like, "Hey, can we have those?"
I don't know. I mean, the character rights are just so elusive in these day and age. Like
Universal
people
is
have,
never gonna use She-Hulk in anything. Why do they still have her?
and you never know. They might make a crappy She-Hulk movie just because. You never know. And they could base it off of feminism, or something. Like not that feminism's down,
I
but like
mean,
I could no, not the whole idea is that. It's just
yeah,
like, but I feel like they could just throw a random movie out
they
there and
could
see what
make
happens.
like a Hulk Illumination movie. Yes, I don't want it. I don't want it at all, but they could do it.
Oh,
They already destroyed one of my other favorite green characters, so why not do?
this is true.
Why not?
But I mean, let's hope they don't,
Hmm.
just for the sake of cringe. But
Yeah.
yeah, Professor Hulk, now interesting character choice.
Hmm.
Now, the other character choice that I have to talk about is Fat Thor.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my
What
gosh,
you
I
didn't like
can't.
it? I
Okay. I
yeah.
liked it initially. I
Hmm.
thought it was funny,
Yeah.
but I thought it wasn't. I didn't think it was gonna. If you would have told me it was gonna last the rest of the movie, I would have been pissed. So I thought it was gonna be okay. He's like fat, big drinker dude, gonna hang out for a few, for a few. Then he's gonna get the lightning back and like instantly be like regular Chris Hemsworth.
And I mean, once he
And
does get into battle, he is essentially that, just
but
still with a beard and
I
still kind
mean,
of
yeah,
fat, but like,
but it's really hard to take him like Fat Thor. I cannot take
mhm.
seriously.
And
Like he
like
rem
the idea they were going for is that he's lost so much. He is just PTSD out the
done.
wazoo from everything that's happened to him. He had to resort to drinking and playing Fortnite. I was like, that's just what he had to
I
do,
mean, like I get
I
that, and like
guess.
I'm not diminishing what Thor has gone through. I just think that like, bro, like it's I don't know. I just thought it was annoying because like like between Thor Ragnarok and Infinity War, we
Mm,
spent all this time. Like Thor has grown so much as a character. His strength has increased exponentially, and I mean he is at this point arguably the most powerful being in the universe.
mm,
Because I mean even six Infinity Stone Thanos nearly got murdered.
yeah.
So this guy is basically the man, and then he's like, "Oh, we lost, so I'm gonna just be fat and be annoying," and it was still kind of funny, but like it was just they were still trying to have serious moments with
Mm.
him, and I can't take like fat Chris Hemsworth. Like I couldn't do it. It
Yeah.
annoyed me.
I think the overarching issue is that it was a good lead up. It was a good concept. The idea of him, wasting away, being fat, being a big drinker was a good concept. And him just, going through a lot of the movie, you know, not really, being there, it was a good concept. And they like kind of almost sucked the landing with him talking to his mother and like regaining his confidence, but like they just didn't quite stick the landing enough for all of the jokes and all of the awkwardness to really be worth
Hmm.
it.
Yeah, I mean they were real. That was one of the main like sources of
Mm,
comedy for like this
yeah.
good second act. And like I understand that, but it was just like, bro, we gotta like
Mm,
I was really hoping he would just, like when he I like my thought was gonna be he wasn't like he lost worthiness or something and
mm.
his like just diminish and dismay and like all this stuff from drinking and crap, and then like he'd have to regain it, and then that would just like
Yeah.
I need to fix it. But
I, another like little thing about Thor is that I never really felt like he specifically had a moment of redemption because um during the final battle, like he still like fought Thanos and whatnot, and clearly he wasn't really as battle ready as he usually is. So he
mhm.
wasn't as strong as he was at the end of Infinity War, theoretically. But it it maybe should have been Thor that actually did put on the Infinity Gauntlet, or like just done like one more thing during the battle to really emphasize that like he is the one who screwed up last time. You know, at least in his mind, he needs to now fix it. I yeah, there are a couple of decisions with Thor that were a little questionable, and like overall I think it's generally fine because it's not really his movie. I mean,
Mhm.
thank you so much. He's gonna be in Guardians 3. That is, I
Oh
wanted
my
that
god.
so badly. I wanted that so badly after seeing him in Infinity War with him. Like, I need more of this. So him being in Guardians 3 and potentially more movies after that, maybe Captain Marvel sequel, or more movies after that. I think he'll get more time to shine. But as far as this arc with Thanos, maybe he could have done like just one more thing that like
To like
really,
help him.
yeah, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, he had, and he still had some solid moments, like the moment, like in the big fight where he gets like the eyes and like the real Odin sun going and stuff
Mm.
like that. But at the same time, yeah,
Yeah,
kind
I
of felt wasted in this movie.
couldn't help but feel like Stormbreaker was somehow nerfed from the previous movie.
Yeah,
It just
yes,
kind
I
of
felt
seemed
that
like
also.
another hammer that's like it didn't do any of the
Kind
like
of,
attacking by itself, or like even bigger lightning strikes than Mjolnir was able to. But it's a
yeah,
movie. You can't just win, which ideally
I
this
mean,
Thor could have done.
but you, I mean, my thing is though, like I know, like in terms of like power scale, like Captain Marvel and Thor are kind of like they should be at that like
Mm,
knocking and stuff like that. But at the same time, like you saw Captain Marvel do that. Like she like flew through like six ships, blew stuff
yeah,
up without even trying, and Thor just kind of chilling. I'm like I know he's fat and he's probably not. That's probably has something to do with his powers. But at the same time, I'm like, bro, you like this last movie we just got done with. You absolutely leveled
you
the
already did
entire
that.
like,
You also
yeah,
went
like
through like
you,
multiple ships and stuff on the road.
yeah, like you
So
were going ape. In this movie, you're kind of just chilling. And I'm like,
yeah,
bro, like
I don't
I
know.
was really looking forward to like a montage of him and Captain Marvel taking turns just going ape on
Yeah,
all of the ships. Because like he brings them all down. I'm like, oh, they're gonna take the mess. They don't. It's not even gonna
yeah.
worry.
Like
But
I, we'll get Captain Marvel a little bit later when it's a little more organic. But
mhm.
I have one little thing to say about her that we'll get to a little later.
I'm good too. Okay.
Um,
Okay. So
well, as far as like when they're testing all the time travel stuff, I liked how uh, Hulk was just kind of
winging
essentially
it.
winging it. Like he's like, that was
I
a
mean,
joke, right? I don't know. Is time travel either all of it's a joke or none of it is?
I mean, he's got a
Mm-hmm.
point because you can't really be like, oh yeah, I got this. Like it
Mm-hmm.
is time travel. Literally, no one's done
Yeah.
it before.
It's just,
So I mean, it makes sense that he has
mm-hmm.
no idea what's going on. And it's just,
Yeah.
I like how it was like we only have two samples of this stuff. We only have one sample left.
Sometimes I kind of hate it, man. Like
I mean,
sometimes like that. Like I get it, you're not
like,
mentally or even physically on the same level as these other guys, but like you're not
okay.
incompetent.
I mean,
You're
that was a little bit funny because you know that guy.
yeah.
Because like even in the most serious of situations, you somehow still mess up. And you're like, bro, are you serious right now?
Yeah.
Who put you in charge of anything?
And then I love how Tony just does it. Like he just
Yeah, figures it out
mm.
casually. Oh yeah, time travel, got you.
and then
And
he goes
like,
over to he figures it out and goes over to Pepper and is like, so what are you reading? Oh, just a book about composting. Clearly not caring
uh,
about it. So
yeah, yeah, oh yeah,
what's
I
new
figured it
about
out.
composting?
Yeah, why? Like he has to pretend to be interested in her, so it's not all about him, but it's
uh,
all about him.
then he's like, I figured it out. It's like, figured what? Oh no. Oh, you're dead. Oh well.
Oh,
She
oh
knew right
no.
then he wasn't coming back.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and like, yeah, I mean, I don't think it's bad that he figured out time travel so easily, but I think the fact that he like the whole 99.5% chance or whatever of it working, I was like, okay, maybe if it was like a 70% chance, but I mean,
Hmm.
I don't know, because I mean, like, I get it, Tony Stark's the smartest person on the planet, depending on who you ask, but I mean,
I mean,
yeah,
and that's also a situation of the AI he created might have been even smarter, technically smarter than he is. So
which makes sense. 'Cause, I mean,
yeah,
you can store information in AI. You can't just, put information in your
hmm
brain. You can download everything.
yeah. So like the AI like was able to figure it out. I guess is what
I guess,
they're going for.
but I guess probably. I guess that makes more sense. But I mean, still, I mean, I don't say specifically, but it's assumed it wasn't that long for
Hmm.
him to figure it out. It
Yeah.
probably wasn't worthy of a time skip. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, I mean, they figure it, and then they go time travel, and
Oh
then
wait, time. I before we go to the second act, I loved the Ronin scene so much. Like it just cuts to Japan. People start talking Japanese.
oh
There are
yeah,
subtitles. It's just one continuous shot. You know I love those.
this is
But
true.
it literally turned into a live action anime. Like it was
It was pretty sick. I'm sorry, I almost forgot about that.
yeah. And that the actor that was the mob boss, he's like a very famous Japanese actor.
Okay.
And seeing him on screen for even just like a minute, like that scene didn't need to be longer. Like it got the point across, but like I would have liked to see a little more of him just act because, like I said, he's one of the best
Super
Japanese
famous.
actors there is. So like, just
Okay.
that would have been a little bit cooler to see. But like, just the little one take sequence we got was oh, I really appreciated that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I like Ron's motivation. It's so simple, but it makes sense. But he's like, half the world's dead, but you were somehow spared. I
Mm-hmm.
should fix this. And I'm like, that is actually
Yeah.
a really good point.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's random. So there's probably like terrorists, murderers, etc. still out there and just random innocent people got snapped. So I'm like, you know what? That's kind of
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna say totally okay, but like I wouldn't necessarily be mad at that.
Yeah. Like, is it concerning that Black Widow, and Rhodey know that it's Clint killing those drug cartel people? Yes, but at the same time, like maybe they should just kind of let him do it.
Yeah. I mean, they waited 5 years, so they kind of were.
Yeah,
So I
and she
mean,
got him after he already killed the Japanese mob boss. So like, so
yeah,
yeah,
I mean, is it really hurting anybody if you stop?
no,
'Cause I mean, so like,
yeah, and like,
yeah,
and at the same time, you still got the idea that he didn't really like that he was doing that either. I kind of saw it as Black Widow seeing him as like, you realize I was the one that used to be the assassin, and you saved me. Maybe now it's time for me to save you. What you're doing isn't necessarily wrong. Just the way you're just you
the way you're going about it is
isn't.
wrong.
Yeah, yeah, and like even like the mob boss was like, "Look, you're getting onto me for killing people. Look what you murdered all of my men."
Okay, but your men are definitely terrible
Yeah,
people,
guys,
though.
they're
Like,
definitely like hardcore Yakuza people. Like they're not great.
yeah, no one. I mean, then again, he never claimed to be awesome either. But again, I mean, he's killing you, and you're an absolutely terrible person. So
Mm,
he's doing something right
yeah.
theoretically. But I don't know. But yeah, I think that arc was really cool. I also like that he kept the sword the rest
Oh
of the
yeah.
movie.
Oh
I
yeah.
think that was really nice.
I was so afraid that after he got done cutting that guy, he would well just use
Yeah.
the arrow, but
Yeah.
I'm glad he kept it.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Clint was a really good character in this
Mm.
movie. I like this character a
Oh
lot.
yeah. Oh, and one more just little thing before we get to the time travel stuff. I'm so glad Korg is back. I missed Korg so much in the last movie. Korg and Valkyrie were like necessities for
Yes.
this movie.
I wanted more screen time for Corey. I'll
Mm-hmm.
be honest, because I mean, like, it was hilarious that they're in there just playing Fortnite. Like, because that's the most like Corey thing to do. Also, I don't know if Fortnite's gonna be around for people gonna be still playing Fortnite in 5 years, but I
Well,
mean,
my theory is that there aren't really many people around making games anymore. So Fortnite might just be the only thing that survived.
it's fair because yeah, if every half the people die, then you wouldn't really want to play any games,
Mhm.
especially any games that represented anything realistic.
Yeah.
So
Like I don't think you're gonna be playing like Call of Duty or like Days Gone or any like zombie
no,
apocalyptic game. No, it's not really.
no, that'd be kind of important. I feel like that'd be in poor taste.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of entertainment would be kind of weird,
Mm.
but yeah, but yeah, I thought that was great. And Thor's like cussing out the little person on
Mm.
the. This is Thor, son of Odin. I am telling you that I'm going to come to your house and rip your arms off and something else.
Up your butt.
Yeah, yeah. Take them to it. I'm like, I wonder if
Uh,
that was all like. I feel like that was all
I have
improvised.
a feeling that pretty much every single Thor, Valkyrie, and or Korg scene was either like co-directed or co-written by Taika Waititi.
Yeah,
That felt very much so
you,
like
you
like a
you
Thor
could
Ragnarok
you
scene.
could yeah you could feel the difference.
Mm.
It was funny though. Oh, it was so stupid.
It was also like kind of funny, watching this movie and like remembering the trailers and clearly seeing the scenes that were changed from the trailers. Like, the
Mhm.
scene of all of them walking towards the quantum portal, and then Thor and Professor Hulk just there right in the middle of it, and then it keeps going. Like they clearly just cut out
Yep.
that part with those two characters. Or the scene where Nebula is like screaming, that's just a completely different background.
Yeah. Like I mean, and they do that a lot, which for good reason. Because I mean, you don't know how things are gonna go. Because I mean, if you saw Thor was like, oh,
Yeah.
he's got his hair back, or oh, he's really fat, or obviously
Mm.
Professor Hulk, you would have been like, what the heck?
Yeah.
But
Yeah. And yeah, like they've done that before, like in Thor Ragnarok, and originally
mhm.
the Hela scenes in the trailers were in like some alleyway somewhere, where in the movie it was just in an open field.
Yeah.
I don't know why them.
Well, a lot of
I don't
times,
know.
I mean, a lot of times they just shoot it twice, or like not
Mm,
even shoot it, but just put it in other backgrounds and see
yeah.
what they want to do until the final product.
Mm,
Because like advertising, because like they'll have the whole thing filmed, but just like
on a green
advertising wise, they
screen.
may not have a final. Yeah, and like advertising, they don't know what they want to do yet, so they'll still be like, should we do this? Should we do it? Like that's where a lot of deleted scenes and stuff come from.
Mm. Okay. Is there anything else you want to touch on before we get to
For
the
time
time travel
travel.
stuff?
Um, I think
Maybe
that's
them
about
just
it,
kind of
honestly.
like trying to figure out which stones to get. Like they're all just like sitting around discussing, and then Black Widow
Oh,
was like,
Thor.
wait, there were three stones in New York that year. It's like, oh yeah, oh
Yeah,
yeah,
how do
there
you?
were.
I mean, like, how do you forget that? Because like, I don't know.
I
Because I
mean,
mean, obviously,
they were probably gonna go there anyway, because they knew the Scepter and Tesseract, but they weren't even considering Doctor Strange
The
or
time stone, yeah.
or a sorceress being there.
And then you gotta go space, and then
Hmm.
I think some of the team choices were kind of weird though, because
Like why Nebula and War Machine?
like
This
not even like them working together, but like why send War Machine to space? Like, wouldn't it make more? I mean, like obviously I know they're like stretched thin, but wouldn't it make more sense to send people that have been to space before to space, like
he had been
Hulk
there.
or
He had
like
just gone earlier in the movie.
I mean I know, but like more experience in space than just.
I
I
mean,
mean, I'm assuming
you
he's
needed
only been
Hulk to
one time.
go to his movie. I guess Rocket.
Like, I mean,
Since they
Rocket and
had a
Thor didn't
rapport in the
necessarily
last
have.
movie, it made sense for them to go
Yeah, but I
again.
mean, like, they didn't necessarily have to go together. Like, they could have split
Yeah.
up. Because I mean, Rocket's been in space. Her, Nebula, Thor have all been in space, or him, Thor, and Nebula have all been
Mhm.
in space plenty of times. So like, I
Yeah.
don't. I think they should have been on all the space missions, but I don't know. I don't think. I mean, it's fine, and they had to do certain moments, which worked out for the movie's sake. But I mean, it was interesting. But yeah, I think.
Them
Hmm.
going into the quantum realm, it cutting to black, and opening with a scene lifted directly from
Mm-hmm.
Avengers. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh
Like
yes,
copy and paste.
oh
Like the
yes.
turnaround scene, just like the music and like the. I was like, oh my
my
god, I
theater,
remember this.
my theater erupted like four or
Oh,
five times throughout this entire movie, maybe even more than that. But
oh, it was
like
way more than
that,
that for
that was
mine.
definitely the first time where the entire theater just screamed, just sheer joy at seeing that on the big screen again. Like, oh, that
Because you knew exactly where this is going. Like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. They're gonna
they
watch this
couldn't
again.
not
And
do that. They had to show that scene.
I
You
mean,
can't go to the
that's
original Avengers and not show the original Avengers doing this. Like, no.
what I mean. That's the original Avengers moment. That was
Mm-hmm.
the first time it was all of them just like, let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it was really funny. And like you see, like it's funny because you're in, like it's cool because you're in the background of like all the good scenes of that movie. So like you see like where like where he's in, like they finally get Loki and they're all in that room
Mm-hmm.
and he's kind of just sneaking around. Don't be seen. Don't be seen.
Yeah,
But
and this, I loved how they like actively made fun of that Captain America outfit because I hate that suit with a passion. It's stupid. It is so much worse than his original, the first
it
Avengers
is.
suit. Yeah, they said they made
Yeah,
modifications to it. It looked way worse. Like Agent Coulson, what do you? How did you think that was better? Like what?
I don't know. It looks weird. It did look weird. It was. I mean, it was a choice they tried for the movie. They learned from their mistake. They
Mm,
didn't bring it back. They got a much better suit for
oh
Winter
yeah,
Soldier, which is the best suit.
I
And
still like
like,
the Age of Ultron suit a little better, but like because of the red, white, and blue. But
I
the
mean, yes,
Winter Soldier
but like,
suit is
I
still
think
pretty good.
I don't know. Like the Winter Soldier, it just makes more sense because it's more. I think it's just more practical,
It's better for
especially
espionage, yeah.
exactly. Which I mean, not every mission is going to be, a gigantic fight in the middle
Yeah.
of New York, even though it seems like it sometimes.
Yeah.
But
I mean
yeah, it's
that
more.
movie almost got, you know, galactic or at least world ending there at the end. But yeah,
I mean, yeah, yeah, but like, yeah. So anyway, like, yeah. I mean, they go back to the original scene. They kind of split up, which I think is fun. I think it was funny. I think the Captain America, like, oh, you, no, you, like Spider Man
uh,
thing.
and I
Like,
love
I
how
think that
they
was.
set that up because I mean you already knew that Loki knew how to turn into Cap in Dark
Right.
World, but then in this movie he turned into him again. So like not only does that add context to the Dark World, that adds context to later in the movie when 2012 Cap is like, I have eyes on Loki, I have eyes on Loki, I need backup, and he's
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm not Loki, just let me go, please.
So, bro,
And
I can do this all day. I know, I know,
I
I know.
know, I know,
I know, I can do this all day.
and maybe my favorite scene for this entire movie, which is No, second favorite scene was when Cap was walking with the no Cap was walking onto that elevator full of those dudes, and like my
Dang.
mind was just running. I'm like, oh crap! Say it, say it. I thought for sure he was gonna say before we get
Before
started.
we start,
Zero money. Like I thought, oh,
I was
but no, they it was even better than that. Like it worked on 4 or 5 different levels because you know it mirrored that scene
hell, yeah,
directly, even with the scene of that guy like clicking the gun, and
yes,
then he's like, "I'm taking point on the scepter," and he's like, "Who authorized this? Don't worry, the secretary told me to." And like, let me call him. It's not necessary. Hail Hydra, and just oh
the
shivers, just chills went down my back because
bro,
again that because you know obviously he knew this Cap knew they were Hydra,
right, because hasn't happened yet, but
and
yeah,
also it's a reference to that one infamous panel of Cap
the,
being
the
a
comics,
being a
yeah.
oh
I
that
just
just
yeah, that was a really good scene. I loved it, but I also was like, oh, he's not gonna do because I thought they were gonna do it again. Like
he
I
didn't
thought he
want
was
to.
just
I
gonna,
think the idea was that he didn't want to like, make a scene. So
I mean, yes, I get it, but like that's one of the best scenes in like the whole
it
MCU. I
is,
just
and
want to
like
see
this movie just that scene in particular just shows just how systematically perfect this movie, or just how this way to phrase this, just how this movie and this franchise as a whole has perfected fan service, like fan
Mhm.
service for their own movies, for the comics, just for the actors themselves, just
Everything.
because the like I said, that scene I thought it would go one way as a reference to its original movie, but then it went a completely different way in reference to the
To a
comics,
comic, which is
and then it led into a scene of him fighting himself, which was just
uh,
which I think is also a
a
reference
reference.
to the comics, but also a reference to Loki turning into Cap in the previous movie, and then
There's
him using
also
the
a
information
reference.
about Bucky being alive and the scepter to just oh that was so oh.
There's a lot of good information in that. It was
Mm,
such a good and then fighting, and like a solid fight scene too, like not like
mhm.
a lame one.
Yeah, like you could feel those blows. And
Yeah,
like the Russos, they know how to film a cat movie, so it's
yeah,
not surprising that that scene between two cats was actually pretty good.
really good. Yeah, that's the thing I don't know. It's really good knowing that it's like you obviously are not the real person. I mean,
and then and then the like after he puts that cat to sleep, and then what he says after like he looks at his butt and is like, yeah.
yeah, it was such an unnecessary comment,
Mm,
but like you were like, yeah, you gotta
yeah.
say it now. Oh, such a weird thing, but it's like, yeah, okay, fan service. That's more like a Chris Evans thing than anything
Hmm.
else. But fans, I mean,
And that also kind of plays into Ant-Man always being a huge Captain America fanboy from Civil
yeah,
War. So, just,
yeah, it works out. Yeah,
just
everything's connected in this
mhm.
universe. It's perfect.
I mean, it helps that Russo's directed most of these movies.
Yeah,
So,
but I mean, yeah, I mean, because they can. I mean, like, oh, let's do
mm,
that from this. Oh yeah, oh, don't forget this. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Let's do that.
mm,
So good.
just everything about that Avenger sequence was, and then like Hulk being a little more goofy in that sequence was like a little retconny, but like it's whatever. I don't. It was funny him
The
going to the
Hulk
stairs,
taking the
dramatic
stairs.
stairs. Like yes.
And he's like, I got. Just gets thrown
Mm.
across the room.
Oh,
Gosh. Yeah.
and
Oh
then
man, that
um,
because like
do you want to go ahead and go to the '70s scene?
yeah, yeah, that was pretty
Oh,
interesting.
another like probably probably the moment where my theaters cheered the second loudest was during Stan Lee's cameo. Like
Mm,
my theater just erupted in just like that, like the Avengers scene, the Avengers spin around
Right.
scene was pretty big, but
Avengers.
like they just like I don't know if anyone like stood up, but like they it was a and just again like I don't know if I don't think Stanley knew that would be his last cameo, but like it just feels right. I don't know. It just that for that to be potentially his last one feels right.
Yeah. It was a good one. Like I mean, they're all solid,
Mm.
but I think that was a good time. Like it was a good one, and like for this movie of this match, because this is gonna be the last big one for the whole series.
Mm.
But yeah, I think it was a good one. Are they gonna just completely stop with them or?
Um, I know the Russo brothers said that they didn't think he was well enough to. They didn't think he was well enough at the time to make one for Far From Home, but
Hmm.
they easily could like reverse engineer a cameo like through
Yeah.
CG and like apparently it only takes hearing someone speak for I think like less than 20 minutes overall to like recreate their entire voice, so they can make him say literally anything if they wanted to.
Okay, so he's. I mean,
They
they could
could
CGI him.
if
They could. I mean, they could even put him on the radio or something. They don't
yeah,
want to like put him out there.
and it's one of those situations where like I'd be okay with it because Stan Lee would be down to do more anyway if he hadn't passed.
Yeah.
So it's
Oh
not
yeah.
like you're just like, oh, you're in this now. It's like he would have wanted to.
Yeah.
So
You're. Yeah. It's like, oh, he's tarnishing. No. It's like, dude, it's his thing. Like
hmm.
he was all for it. I mean, if he does, I mean, if he did all these other movies.
Pretty sure he'd be down for another Spider-Man. Like that's
Oh heck
seems
yeah.
like I think he would want to do.
All right.
Oh
So,
crap!
oh good.
We for we forgot about the Tilda Swinton being in the Avengers sequence, um,
The
which
what?
Tilda Swinton, the Sorcerer
Oh
Supreme,
yeah,
being
yeah.
in the Avengers sequence, which like a part of, in the back of my mind this entire time ever since I saw Doctor Strange, I was like that kind of like why wasn't she there during the Avengers? And it
Hmm.
shows she kind of was. She was at least
I mean,
helping a little bit.
yeah, I mean, she was beaten. I mean, she was destroying some Shatari that were flying around. But
Like
I
she's
mean,
theoretically powerful enough to destroy
wreck
them all by
everything.
herself. But
I mean, maybe she knew that the Avengers would be needed for other things.
yeah,
So I don't know. But
hmm. Yeah,
also, I like how like because at first I thought Hulk was gonna try to have to like fight it off her,
no,
and I
yeah,
like how she was like I like it when like you need a plan to come, you have to convince someone, and then they
mm,
get it. Like that's something that doesn't happen enough in movies, I think. So like
yeah.
the fact that he was like, oh, I guess if that, if he had this was his plan, then here you go. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, that was nice, thank you. Like, because I thought that was gonna be the problem. I thought everyone else was gonna get it right, and Hulk's like, I can't, it wasn't gonna get it from her. But no, Tony actually didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So
And that's the Hulk's. I mean, the Hulk's. It is still the Hulk's fault for him not getting it. So.
I mean, not his fault. I mean, it's his fault. But I mean, it's
Mhm.
him in the past that wasn't under time travel while
Yeah.
her brain small. What? No.
And
But
Loki got away in that timeline. We
yeah,
don't know what if that's even
yeah,
still a
that's what I'm
thing,
saying.
but
Is that going to change anything? Is he
probably
back
not.
somehow? Like,
Probably not. He's probably just either that timeline was reset or like he teleported away and just got choked out by Thanos earlier than he should have been. Because he left with a spear with the scepter, but came back with a tesseract. Thanos might not have liked that.
probably not. But I don't really. I'll be honest. I don't really. Yeah, I don't. I still don't understand the time travel here. So I'm like, so they come like, does
It's
what happened affect
probably best not
anything?
to worry about it. Probably just
Okay, let's see what happens later. I guess.
yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
and yeah, I really enjoyed Tony's little Tony's interaction with Howard
Mhm.
Again, in that moment, you could just kind of feel, oh shoot, he's dead. It's just like
Because
this
he
is the
really, I mean,
last
because
chance for them to do this. This is the good. Like he finally
pulling out everything for
realized
him.
my dad wasn't that bad of a guy, so his character has
Hmm.
finally come full circle, and it's like he's
Yeah,
ready to die. It's fine.
yeah. It's like he's ready to go.
Mhm.
Yeah, I thought that was good. Also, I thought like this in the '70s scene. I thought like I don't know what the actress's name is, but you've seen Drake and Josh, Helen from
Helen,
Drake and Josh. Yeah,
Helen,
I thought I thought immediately when I was like, oh my god,
immediately, like,
I thought that was amazing.
oh,
That was it. Like I think that like I think I feel like they picked her just because the people that are gonna watch this movie know what she's from.
oh yeah.
So just like, oh yes,
Again,
like
they perfected fan service on every level. Even
right.
stuff that is not even related to the MCU, they
Not at
know.
all. They just
They
know their
know.
demographic includes people that have seen Drake and Josh, and they're like, yes.
Mm,
Thank you, Russos. So good. Yeah, but I mean that was it was really good. I think Cap seeing because like a lot because you saw Cap seeing Peggy's office and you were like, oh my gosh, he's gonna go in there. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't
but
do it. But he stuck to the
he
plan.
didn't.
Good soldiers follow orders and all that.
Mm,
But man, I mean, and then they go back, and I mean, they pull it off. I mean, they get the stone. They
mm.
don't cause a interior time incident, and then they fix it. Because like my thought was, oh man, they might go back like even further and mess up,
No.
and then don't come back. But I mean, they figured it out, and I was like, oh,
Mm.
okay, good job.
I like the little nod to Hank Pym's old Ant-Man helmet,
Hmm.
like the one from the comics. I mean,
Yeah,
it would look kind of goofy, like in an actual movie. So just seeing an old model there, I really like that little nod.
hmm.
Um, and also they went to the worst movie in the MCU, Thor 2,
They did.
which is
I mean, it wasn't
great.
a lot going on. I was surprised that they actually like showed like now they actually got Natalie Portman to like reprise things.
they they didn't. That was
Or is that just old
all
footage?
those were scenes repurposed from Dark
Okay.
World. She
I
recorded
were
like one or two new lines of dialogue. That was it.
okay. Yeah, I don't remember that movie, so I didn't realize that. But
Don't worry about it.
and well, but yeah, I mean, when Thor and Rocket go back, I think it was good character building for both of them, especially Rocket being the like responsible one for once,
Mm,
which was actually really like a big
yeah.
thing for him and showing how much he's grown, especially kind of raising Groot.
Mm.
So like I think that was good for him. I think Thor got some closure with his mom, which is
Oh
good, but
yeah.
also I mean I still wish he wasn't fat anymore. Also, I'm glad he picked up Milner on his way
Oh
out because
yeah.
I wasn't even thinking about
As soon as he picked up Mjolnir,
you were like,
I
oh,
knew, but we'll get to that.
oh, I was like, yo. Because I didn't think about it because I was like, oh, what? I was like, wait, what is he put? I'm like, Stormbreaker? Oh, wait,
Oh
we're in the
yeah.
past. So does that mean this Thor loses his hammer?
Don't
But I
worry
mean,
about it.
it's being used
Don't
for
worry
better
about
use.
it.
Don't worry about it. He needs it more.
Mm.
Yeah. And then
And then it
I will
cuts.
admit,
Oh, go.
okay, sorry. Okay, so I'm going to the next time or
Mm.
next team. But yeah, I will admit, like going to like Nebula and War Machine thing, I was very surprised that like past Thanos was going to be the bad guy.
He should have been blue.
You were always going to be down
I'm
about
never
that.
gonna live that down. Why is he different color every
It
single
looked
time he shows up? Why?
okay, but like
He's like
we've
a red. He's
established
reddish in the Africa Two Avengers. He's literally blue in Guardians. He's like purple in Age of
maybe
Ultron.
it has to do with the like what Infinity Stone he's thinking about most. I don't know. Maybe it's like mood sensitive. I don't know.
Like I don't know. It would have been goofy, but like at least at least have him in the same armor he had in Guardians. He's in the Infinity War armor, even though in
Right.
Guardians he had a completely different helmet.
Yeah, but
At
I
least
mean,
have him in that helmet. But
it was more familiar to like the reason, because I mean, yes, like I'm not saying people forgot about that scene, but I think more people are trying will be like, okay, what from what we just saw, does this still translate? Because he just ups
and
his
like I
plan
get
5
that.
years theoretically.
I get that. Like maybe he has multiple suits of armor. Maybe if he wears one helmet,
Probably.
he's one color, one helmet a different color. I
Okay,
don't know.
that I don't think, because I mean, if he doesn't wear a helmet, he's not in certain colors. But I mean, but anyway, but yeah, I thought it was interesting how like past him and also past Gamora and
Hmm.
Nebula, I think was a good touch
Oh
too.
yeah, yeah. Like a part of me was actually kind of hoping that Thanos just wouldn't be the villain anymore. I don't know exactly what after they cut his
Well,
head
that's what I'm
off.
feeling.
I didn't know like what the villain would be, but yeah, past Thanos, who knows from Nebula's memories, he knows he succeeded. So like he instantly gets a chip on his shoulder. It's like, oh, I'm
Like,
that dude.
oh,
I succeeded. Let's
I'm
go.
that too. Yeah, I mean, I mean, like, I will admit, I was surprised. I knew Thanos would be the villain. I just didn't
Mhm.
know how it was gonna work yet.
Yeah,
So I mean, it makes sense because, like, I mean, because you knew it had to be. Like, if anyone else was the villain, you would have felt disappointed. Because
yeah,
like you got to get that rematch. When someone gets back to the universe, you got to get that rematch. You got to run it back at
hmm
least once. So
yeah,
like, so it's like it was it was a little surprising how it got done and how quickly it got done, but I did like the outcome.
hmm
And
hmm
I do think that the whole I kind of at first I was a little skeptical of how the whole like past and present Nebula thing kind of coincided, but it kind of because I was like, okay, so maybe it's on the space cloud. So like I get
I
I
guess
like
I don't know.
that's like so I guess if she's in the like it still
I mean,
goes to the same
Ebony
server
Maw
theoretically.
is literally magic, so maybe he was able to do have
Maybe
some kind of magic connection. I don't know.
Maybe I don't know, but it was. I'm still going with the space cloud theory. That's my
Yeah, yeah.
theory. It just updates all randomly. You're like, what? Why is this
Mhm.
updating for 2019? I don't. What year is that? Oh my. Oh,
Oh.
that's me. Oh, that's me. Oh, that's me doing what I was gonna do.
Hmm.
Oh, that's me dying. like,
Hmm.
okay.
And I love how this
Yeah.
Thanos just like he didn't care what
Runs with
happened
it.
after he
Yeah. I
succeeded.
mean,
He's
he
like,
just. I
I'm
succeeded.
inevitable.
Like,
My death is also inevitable. That's fine. I did what I
yeah.
needed to do. You can kill me. I don't care.
That's what I'm saying. And like, yeah, and like in his story, he's the hero, so he has to do whatever it takes to win. Even that means
Mhm.
making the ultimate sacrifice for him.
Mhm.
So for him, that's like the equivalent of like dying for like the greater good.
Mhm.
So yeah, he's willing to do that again. Like he doesn't care.
Yeah.
So he's just runs with it.
Mhm.
And then we have the last team, which
Well,
is
actually, I want to touch on one thing real
Bart.
quick.
Oh, go ahead.
I again just more fan service. Them cutting from Thor and Rocket, cutting to starting to play the little tune, "Come and Get Your Love," and then cutting into Quill's dance sequence again, taking shot for shot from Guardians. But then, like right before it gets to the chorus,
Take it off the music. It's just him singing sadly.
so he's an idiot. Yeah,
like that,
I
I thought that was
loved
amazing.
how they just beat up Star Lord throughout this movie. Every
They
chance they
really did.
had.
They did. I mean, I think that was kind of like a out of world like fourth wall kind of
Mm-hmm.
like, bro, this all could have been
Mm-hmm.
avoided. Oh my gosh, no, that was great when they just like because that's what everyone sounds like when they
Oh
sing with
yeah.
headphones
Oh
on.
yeah.
So it's just like, and everyone's just like, oh my god, great.
Also, Nebula probably could have just time warped away, and Thanos wouldn't have gotten her. but she just kind of didn't. But like, you need to make a movie, so I get it. But
Yeah. Yeah.
that's kind of the last time I watched Infinity War. Like, I had a lot of those little moments of like,
Mm-hmm.
you could have just done this very obvious thing, or told this one thing, or how do you know this thing? But like, it's because it's a movie. In order for the movie to keep going, you just kind of,
Set up
these
the
things just
eventual
need to happen.
conflict.
I
Yeah.
get it. It's a miracle this movie even exists in the first place. So I'm not complaining too much.
Right? Take what you can get, man. This thing's
Yeah.
awesome.
No.
Oh,
Now we
man.
go to Vormir Part Two.
Okay. Yeah.
Yay!
You want to start with
Long,
this one?
long way from Budapest. Leave that much.
Ah, man, this was a rough. Like for me, you knew it had to be Widow because well, one logically, she had the least to lose because if they win, you have to go in with think, okay, what happens if
Hmm.
we win? If we win, Clint gets his family back. So he's got that to look
Hmm.
forward to. But if it's the other way around, then then he doesn't come back and that, which would have been sadder and would have probably been a more movie-like decision. But I kind of like the overall outcome. Also, just I don't know, it was still rough, but I kind of felt like the right choice was made with that, which is usually not how I feel with these kind of things.
Yeah, like in theory, it would have been like a decent resolution for this movie's Hawkeye's character arc, where like he lost his family.
Mm,
He did like a lot of horrible things, maybe for the greater good, but like they're still killing a lot of people to do them in just solely for revenge.
mm,
Maybe maybe he like deserves to sacrifice himself. And also Black Widow kind of started, she didn't really like get a new life, but like she has a purpose holding the Avengers together as she is right now. Just so it's now that she had nothing to lose, but Hawkeye definitely did have
less.
more. She,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It, the only thing is that we all know that she's getting her own movie. So what's that gonna be? Is it gonna be a prequel? Gonna be what's
Probably.
that? Gonna be like within that 5 years? Are they just gonna like bring her
I
back?
Maybe it's Budapest.
I really wanted it to be Budapest.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Like maybe it's Budapest. I want to see. I want. They keep comparing
Mm,
things to that. I'm like I need to see this. What
yeah,
did happen here?
yeah. Like I think that's what it's gonna be, but like it would be a little, I don't know, awkward at this point after she's already dead. Over 11 movies in, where she's been in like six of them
Yeah.
for no, sorry, 11 years, where she's been in like six of these movies, and now you do a prequel origin for Black Widow that seems a little backwards, but like
Yes, but like, do you want to see it? Because I do.
I do. I want to see
Yeah,
it.
so
I do.
it's not
Just
that's what I'm
gotta
saying.
be like, this is its
Yes, it
own thing.
might
It's
be out
fine,
of
but
order, but hey, you know what? I'll take it. I'm not
Hmm. Yeah, that's, they'll figure it out. Like
bad. Mm,
I have faith in that movie. Like it's a little weird that Captain Marvel was the first female superhero movie, as far as Marvel goes, when Black Widow was right
but
there. ten
yeah, for a
years, but
long time.
whatever.
I mean,
Whatever. She's getting her own eventually.
mm,
Um, and I love their little squabble, like as they're both trying to be like, I feel like we're talking about different people here, and then there's just a little squabble to be like, no, I'm gonna die. No, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna...
yeah. No, I want to be the sacrifice. No, I'm making the ultimate. Competing. I would have got to the point. I'm like, okay, fine, you die.
Mhm.
I would have gotten over it very quickly.
Mhm.
Well, actually, I don't know because I mean, yeah, if you're. Oh, I just realized something.
What?
Okay, yeah, I just realized what I just said earlier about the whole like teams thing in space. That wouldn't have worked with other people because it wouldn't have been the same.
I mean,
Because because there's a difference between someone you like and someone like you. Like you have to go
well,
with someone you
yeah,
love, and
like
like
that
I
that
got that
pairing,
friendship.
that pairing
That
is
parent
the only one
has
that could
to.
have gone. Like the only other one that maybe could have worked was like Cap, Iron Man, Cap. Well, not even no, they're both Spider.
Not even
Iron
really.
Man, Rhodey.
Nah,
Mm, it's not the
nah,
same. It's not the
it's
same.
not the
Yeah,
same
no.
because you know these guys like they've been
Mm,
friends for who knows how long. So that's not the same. I
yeah,
mean, the other team is I still have like, Rhodey, one of the other question marks I have, but I mean, like that team had to be that team. I just
yeah.
realized.
Like Rhodey and Rocket maybe could have swapped, but
Yeah,
outside of that,
but
yeah, she's
yeah,
dead now.
over.
She's
Yeah,
dead.
that's rough.
it's
I was
that's
saying,
a
and I was like,
thing.
oh man, that's unfortunate. But I like
I
of
mean,
the two, it had to
Gamora's
be her.
back now, so like it's not like they
But
can't
it's
just
not the
pull right.
same though.
You're right, but like
It's
just
past more. I mean, they're doing a Black Siren from Arrow. If you anyone still watches that show, but
oh, is that wait, hang on. I haven't seen Arrow yet, but like what I
yeah,
plan to. Is Black Siren a Black Canary clone from a different timeline?
yeah,
Was she evil?
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I didn't
Great.
mean
I
I
love
didn't
it.
think you
I love it.
I didn't think you were ever gonna see Arrow, so I didn't mind saying that.
Don't care.
Yeah,
Don't
but
care
no,
at all.
I mean it was kind of dumb. I think in the newest season they're fixing her, but I still think it's stupid.
Okay, whatever. Um, and yeah, they get it. They got them all eventually.
Yeah, but it was eventually too.
Hmm.
Like I guess it helps knowing that you already knew where they all were
Hmm.
gonna be, but at the same time, I'm like, wow, I was not that hard.
Yeah, like they planned this for probably a couple of days, honestly. Like, um, they they went to times periods where like specific people knew exactly what they were doing.
Mhm.
The only people that were kind of left in the dark was the Vormir group. Outside of that, Nebula knew what she was doing. Um, Thor, Rocket knew what they were doing. Cap knew what they were doing. Like, so yeah, they have their struggles a little bit, but like, oh, Nebula, she got trapped because the movie needed to happen.
Mhm.
Oh, and then, do you find it a little weird that Iron Man can just make a gauntlet that's somehow strong enough to hold all the Infinity Stones?
I mean, yes, but also, I mean, at this point, Iron Man, we've established in the last one that Iron Man can pretty much his
Do it.
armor can pretty much do anything.
Yeah.
So I mean, I wasn't that surprised by it
Hmm.
because I mean, he had enough armor to like block a full blast from the Power Stone. So I mean,
Fair enough. And it
yeah,
might be a thing where like it might not even like contain it as much as the Infinity Gauntlet did. Because theoretically Hulk should have just absorbed all of it, but like he clearly got some damage on him.
yeah.
So probably didn't contain it nearly as much as it
Nah, I
could
mean,
have.
although that was really interesting, that you could just like take the stones out, like,
Hmm.
but
Oh
I
yeah.
was like, wow,
Oh yeah.
that armor's a little bit OP.
Why doesn't he make suits for everyone? Like when he was ranting at Cap, he's like, "Here, you take this, put this on, you get him." It's like, why? Okay, why not just
Okay,
do
but
that?
but then if you give everyone a suit, then Iron Man is not really that point.
He's still
It's
a super genius.
I know, but I know billionaire, playboy, was it
Philanthropist,
billionaire?
yeah.
Yeah, that's the other one. I was like billionaire, genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist. But still, it's just
But
like
like,
that's your thing.
spoilers for Shazam, if you care about spoilers for Shazam, that's like saying once Billy gives the Shazam powers to all of his new siblings, does that make Shazam now pointless? I don't.
Okay, no, but it does. Well, it does make him not a, well, that's different because they only get one thing of his strength, one of his abilities. Like one's fast, one's strong, one can
Mm,
fly, etc. It's not, oh, everything you can do. And I
yeah.
already have my already powers too. That's another thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you give one to
That
Captain
is.
America, I'm still already a super soldier, but now I also have this ridiculous nanotech armor.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Mm.
but anyway,
But
besides the
like,
point.
also, it was a little, I don't know, clunky to like, once he puts on the gauntlet for, I just don't know what exactly they were bracing for. Like, they put on all their armor. Uh, Captain Iron put up their shields. He closed off put the entire building on lockdown.
Mhm.
What exactly were they bracing for? Were they afraid they might bring Thanos back? That
Well, they said there was a bunch of energy with it, so like maybe like he would have got like energy just would have flown everywhere because they said it was a bunch of like gamma
yeah.
radiation, so and probably wasn't planning on absorbing it all.
Hmm.
So just to be prepared, like because I mean that thing just destroyed half the universe. I wouldn't want
Hmm.
to stand too close to it
Yeah.
either. If I did have
Hmm.
superpowers.
Yeah. Clearly they should have kept it on lockdown because the moment Iron Man's out there looking around, it's like, oh, all these birds are back. It's immediately noticeable that life is back here.
Hmm.
Nebula from 2014 brought Thanos' ship back, and I love that scene where he's looking around like, oh crap, it worked. Clint's phone rings.
Yeah.
Looking around like, we did it, guys. And then he just looks up and like, oh crap, everything's blows. Yes.
Like literally just like I was honestly just expecting Thanos' ship. I was not expecting the whole Shatari and Thanos' ship and all the other donut ships and literally everything up to
Mm-hmm.
that point that we've seen. And I was just like, oh, we are not prepared for this.
Well,
Like,
like, were those Chitari and whatnot? Were those from current Thanos' army, or were those from past? Or combination of both? I don't know.
I want to say past, most likely, just because it makes more sense that they would all be gathered waiting for Nebula to
Mm.
bring them to the present. But at the same time, doesn't really matter.
And like Ebony Moss seems to be pretty smart. He easily could have like reverse
Yeah,
engineered the PIM particles and just make a new quantum jump
yeah,
portal or whatever. So,
yeah. I mean, it wasn't that big a deal. And
mm.
so, I mean, and they show up, and it's just like, bro. And you're looking at this, and you're like, okay, so who do we have right now? Like, I'm doing this kind of, I'm like, okay, there's all that. Now on paper, we might be okay, but we need some help.
Yeah, like it's a little weird that no one seemingly got injured in any way
That's what
during
I
this
was
scene.
thinking.
Like Rocket,
Like,
he couldn't breathe, but like
fine.
he seemed fine after that.
Yeah, like
Rhodey
Rhodey was
got out and
having,
then got a new armor. Hulk
yeah,
is kind of
which,
fine.
yeah, like Clint was okay. And I was like, okay, like the people that are super powered or otherwise, I get a
Mm,
pass. But like, people that are not like getting like that's what I think. I think people like underestimate how ridiculous a collapsed building is,
mm,
especially one that blows up.
yeah,
Like, I mean, obviously, like they're not just gonna push a building off of you if you don't have superpowers. So I'm just
yeah.
like, bro, you should be done. You should be flattened. But I'm glad you're not
Oh
because
yeah.
that's not cool. Imagine if they had to die that way. That would have sucked.
Mm-hmm.
After all that crap.
And Thanos just sits there and just waits for like
He's
bring me
like, no,
the
no.
stones.
Like, no, no, you got
Yeah,
it.
you get
Like, that's so freaking into it. Like, we know you're the baddest dude in the
mm-hmm.
universe, but you don't feel like it. So you're just like, oh, no, no, you got it. Like, that's so freaking
Oh yeah.
intimidating.
Oh yeah. And then Ronan gets chased by those weird monsters from the last movie.
Hmm. Yep.
Somehow outruns them because sure, why not?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could argue, oh, he was twisting turns and stuff and was
Yeah.
using traps. But I mean, those things were fast as Captain America and Black Panther. So
Mm, whatever, it's fine.
eh, fine, everything's fine. But
Maybe in that 5 years he trains or he got his own super serum or whatever. I
uh,
don't know.
I feel like that would have been brought up.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Oh,
oh
and then he's
well.
like, when he finally done, he sees Nebula. He's like, oh, I know you. Here you go. Take it from me, please. Nope,
Yep.
not. Nope. Well, that scene had so much tension. Like I, ooh, and like she has the guy. Like, obviously we know what's up, and then Gamora
Mhm.
walks in, then other Nebula walks in, and then she almost shoots Clint, and then Nebula shoots herself.
That
She
was
got some
crazy.
things to work out with her therapist after that. Like,
You think she has a therapist?
yeah, I don't know.
I mean, that's some therapy stuff, I'm
Mm.
sure. But like, dang, that's crazy. Shot self so self wouldn't shoot sister
Mm.
or something. That wasn't actually my sister, but not the sister that I know she's
Mm.
dead. The other sister who's not dead yet, but will be if she continues on said path. If the
Mm.
future isn't changed by the past, I don't really know. But yes,
And
and
then
therapist just like, how does that make you feel?
weird,
Like
confused,
confused,
uh,
weird, scared, which is interesting because that's a lot
hungry,
of emotions for a
surprisingly.
robot. Hungry, hungry. Me. That'd be me in therapy. Everything makes me hungry. Understandable.
And
Yeah.
then
But anyway.
Thor, Iron Man, and Cap, when you walk up, it's like,
Mm.
what's he doing? Just sitting there. Does he have those tones? Nope. Let's keep it that way. Okay. Just battle ready instantly.
Yes.
Yes.
And I love how like they like Captain Iron Man walk up to Thor instinctively goes to flank it. Like just like I don't know, little stuff
Hmm.
like that. Like, if there was three of us taking on a dude that you're like probably not trying to underestimate again, let's not mess
Maybe
around
don't
with
go
that.
head on, all three of you. Just.
Yeah, like let's not mess around. Let's do this. Let's the process.
And they fight like a team. Like it is. Ooh. The part where I've been waiting for this moment the entire ever since the first Avengers, where Iron Man is like, hit me, Thor. Thor hits it with every lightning
Yes.
power he has, then shoot that giant beam that Thanos just blocks
Right?
somehow. It's like,
That never. That's
oof,
what I'm saying. Like that, we had that scene in Avengers where we see Thor as the lightning makes his suit like what 400%
400%.
or
Yeah.
something like that. So like I'm like, why have
What
we
is that?
never done that
Yes.
again? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff. And then like he like throws the hammer and then like or throws the axe with the shield, like all that stuff. Like
Mm-hmm.
we haven't seen like granted we haven't seen them all together in a while, but like that kind of stuff. Well, then again, well they had Ultron to do stuff, so
Yeah. That was the last time we saw those three fighting together. Yeah.
right.
And then,
Man, that was a lot. That was like 2015.
yeah. Yeah.
Been a
And
minute.
like a fight like this, it was kind of noticeable, especially the second time I watched it, where it was kind of noticeable when certain characters are just deleted from the scene for a good 30 seconds. Like Thanos knocks Iron Man out of the, or actually, well, you know, Thanos blocks the beams. Thor throws his hammer. Thanos picks up Iron Man, hits the hammer hits Iron Man, then he throws Iron
Mm-hmm.
Man away. And then Iron Man just isn't in the scene for a good minute, and then cuts back, and then like he hits Thor out of the way. Thor isn't there for a little while. There are just
Mm-hmm.
many moments where like a character is just kind of knocked away and doesn't come back.
Yeah,
Like I
I
get it,
mean,
you're hit by a Thanos, but like you're
yeah,
Thor,
I
you
was
should
like, I
probably
mean,
get back up.
yeah, but I mean, also, you just got like pimp
Mm,
slapped by Thanos. Like,
yeah,
that's pretty sizable, even if you
mm,
are Thor or Iron
yeah,
Man or
and
Cap.
then
Like, that's it's not just.
like Thor gets hit away. He's like almost to get about to get stabbed by his own axe held by Thanos,
Mm-hmm.
and then it happened. Oh, it didn't happen. Thanos gets hit in the back of the head by Mjolnir. It goes back. Captain America catches it, my theater
Oh, it was loud.
explode.
It was so loud. Like it was bad. Like it
I
was.
oh, I have never felt more visceral joy at watching a movie in my life than seeing that just like, and he paused for a good like 5 seconds
Oh,
just to let
because
the
that was the
audience.
moment. That because I mean that was the that was one of the biggest like you know how they have moments where they pause for like it's like pause for effect
Yeah,
like
like the Thor
after
scene from Infinity War,
exactly
like,
like
but
you
this
pause.
is like,
You have to give the audience a second to chill out after how big this is.
and oh, I will remember that moment my entire life, especially because my second viewing, that audience was dead. They didn't cheer for anything. It was really disappointing.
Oh,
It was on that Saturday, so maybe a lot of them already seen it. I don't know, but like they cheered when Spider Man came back, and that was it. That was the only time.
not even at that's at the
No,
Millmore
one
thing.
person like wooed in the back, but that was it.
Lame.
But regardless, my theater was that was like opening night is always the night you want to go
Yes,
to,
because that's
like,
where the hardcore fans see it
yeah,
for the first
yeah.
time.
The closest thing to this was back when Thor Ragnarok, the scene where Hulk slams Thor the same way he slammed Loki, like that was a very similar experience, but like this was on a whole
So
different
funny.
level even to that. Like,
Such a good callback.
and he hits the hammer and he just instantly knows how to use it
That's what I
like
was
it's been
like. I
his
mean,
this whole time.
I've seen him use it plenty of times, but I'm just like, yeah, he just like knew what to do and was
Like shooting
rocking with it.
lightning out of it, throwing
Yeah,
it, hitting his own shield with it, like just doing combos like that. Like, oh,
killed it, dude. It was so sick. And like at that moment, I'm like, yo, his power level just increased
hmm,
greatly.
calling the huge lightning strike. Like,
Yes.
oh, and then
Oh
but it
yeah.
didn't last super long because
Thanos was
Thanos, I
like,
guess, with a vibranium axe or whatever, is
all
sort
right,
of vibranium or whatever.
maybe I don't know, whatever that like double-edged sword or whatever
Yeah,
that is.
yeah.
That was a pretty sick looking sword
Him
though.
starting him starting to chip away at Cap's shield again,
Uh-huh.
very reminiscent of Iron Man's vision from Age of Ultron, uh, of it broken like that,
Hmm. And he
and
had
him.
like a hole in his arm.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh,
So
that
him like
was
finally
rough.
getting knocked down, and then him getting back up, and Thanos is like, I usually don't revel in moments like this. I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to
Yeah.
enjoy what I'm going to do to your planet.
I
And
was
then just
like, oh,
everyone, all those villains just
oh
come
my
over that
gosh,
mountaintop. I was like,
dude.
oh,
Like, well,
uh,
that's
reminds me of
that
that
was
reminds me
that
of that
was
one GIF of Jon Snow from Game of Thrones. Like, oh, gee, I think a sword against that giant army of horsemen. It's like,
yeah,
yeah, I've got this. I've got this guy that can do it.
yeah. I was like, oh my man, like it's like it was that like helpless, like okay, if we're gonna win this, we're gonna need a miracle right about now, just like in the last movie, and then
Hey, Cap,
miracles happen.
on your left. Yes. Yes.
I was, I laughed
I
so
didn't
hard.
actually catch that he
Oh,
said on your
I,
left. Like, I didn't
I
make the
caught that
connection before,
immediately.
but like after watching an analysis, like, oh, that's right. That is, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, like because for winter, so like because me and my friend make that reference all the time because we'll be like running or like
yeah.
driving and he'll be like on your left and like fly past
And
me.
again,
So
the Russo's first movie, so they're allowed to do that.
yeah,
Mm.
that's what I'm saying. Like that was such a good
And then,
callback, and then
all those portals,
everyone comes up.
all those people, and like as soon as Black Panther stepped out, Falcon came through. Like, my theater started clapping
Mm-hmm.
the entire time,
Yeah,
and then when Spider
the
Man came out,
Guardians
my
of the
theater just
oh, people
got,
lost it, dude.
oh,
Dude, I mean, like people yelled so loud when everyone started coming back, and then the music started, the same music from after we
uh
started coming back. I was like,
huh.
oh my god! Like I was like, dude,
And then like
this
it
is about to
paused
be
for
a
half
good
a second for Cap to go Avengers
yeah.
symbol, and then it just boomed back up and just they all go
I
at
didn't
it.
even think he was gonna say it. I didn't think he was gonna say it. He was just gonna be like, "Go." Like, I mean,
Avengers,
like you already know.
just go.
Yeah, I don't even be like avenge something or something. I don't know. Just go do
Because
what
like they
we
were
do.
already assembled, so you didn't really need to
That's what
say
I'm
it. But
saying.
like,
Like it's understood. You just go
yeah,
for it.
that
Great.
was his last chance to say it. So like, he needed to say
True.
it. He's already blocked by the credits once. So
Oh man.
and then maybe my favorite battle sequence, maybe in any movie ever. I haven't seen the second Lord of the Rings yet, so maybe the Battle of Helm's Deep is a more impressive fight. But like that sequence of just all the Wakandans, all the
Mm-hmm.
Asgardians, all of the
All
wizards,
like
just
with
Howard the Duck, just
yes.
everyone. And man punching that whale out of the sky. Scarlet
Yo,
Witch just
that was
pulling.
great. Yo, when Ant-Man pushed it, I was like, oh shit.
Yes.
Like I kind of
Yes.
underestimated how big Ant-Man could
Mm-hmm.
get, and then he just
Yeah.
casually was. I was like, oh dang.
Thor and Cap, like,
Like,
switching weapons is
mm,
just, oh.
like, no, 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 give me the big one. I want,
That's what the
I want that
Universal
one. You
State.
get the little one. That was golden. That was a really good moment.
And then,
Oh my god.
and then Scarlet Witch versus Thanos. It's like,
Mm.
you'll pay for what you took everything from me. I don't even know who you are. It's like, he doesn't. Nebula never
I
met her,
mean,
so.
like you're not wrong, but
Mhm.
also
And she almost beat him. Like, that was,
that's what I'm
oof.
saying. Like that's what I'm saying. I mean, Scarlet Witch is crazy
Mhm.
powerful, and then like you got the whole like hot potato with the Infinity Gauntlet
Yeah,
going on. It's
yeah.
like, oh God, Black Panther, go 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 go. Okay, okay, pass. Like, here, take it.
Um, I'll cut you to that in just a second,
Um,
but I do want to mention one other
okay.
thing about the battle itself. The the scene where Iron Man and Pepper are just flying around, just wrecking stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
there is a perfect loop GIF of them doing the spin around beam. It
That was
looped
really
perfectly, just them spinning around, shooting, just
that
oh
was so
that
beautiful.
and like she clearly she's done this before. Like we know she got a little bit of the Iron Suit action in
Iron
Iron Man
Man
3,
3.
but like she just instantly picked up on, I'm an
Oh
Iron
yeah,
Woman now. Like, okay.
this is how we do this. Perfect.
Yeah.
And I mean, because it has been 5 years, so maybe she got some
Yeah.
time to prepare.
Yeah.
She must.
So the Iron Gauntlet uh football scene, like, them passing around.
Yeah.
I love a good sequence where like, the main characters are trying to the main goal is to keep something away from the villain.
Hmm.
And I know that scene was played out very well. However, I feel that could have been a moment to kind of use certain characters that didn't get a lot of screen time otherwise. Like maybe,
Yeah.
Clint giving it to Black Panther, that worked because of their interaction from Civil War. Black Panther called him by name and then went, maybe, if after Black Panther is lifted up by Ebony Maw, Falcon swoops in and takes it, and then he's doing his thing and then drops it. Winter Soldier catches it. Drax or Groot or
Yeah.
Star Lord then takes it,
Could have.
and
Yeah. I
then
feel like they could have done more with
and
it.
then like and
I
then
feel like,
Wong catches it, starts making a portal to go somewhere else, but then gets knocked out of the way. It flies over to like War Machine or Hulk or just
yeah.
there. You could have done a little
Could
bit
have been
more, but
more with that. Yeah.
yeah. And
They could. Yeah.
then
They could have made that a whole thing. 'Cause they had a lot. I mean, because literally everyone was there, so you could have done a
mhm.
whole thing
Yeah,
with
and like
everybody.
that would have just made the scene maybe a little too long, but like you easily could have had Spider-Man have it less time or take like a little bit of time out of that diner scene, or like there are certain scenes here and there you could
Hmm.
have shortened a little bit to give
Oh yeah.
them a little
That
more.
more time. Yeah.
Whatever, it was fine enough.
But also that was. I mean, but also that scene was all their budget probably. So
There, I feel, look, they knew how much money
not
this
that
movie
they
would have
know
made.
limited budget.
They easily could have spent like 500
Oh,
mil on
yeah.
this movie. They would have been
I
fine.
know. Oh, they could have spent $1 billion on this movie. That would
They
have been
spent a
fine.
billion over both movies through filming and marketing. Yeah,
Yeah, but I mean, the first one made $2 billion, so it doesn't really
yeah.
matter. It
Um,
doesn't really matter. I don't. This one's probably gonna make 2 billion too. So
it's already on its way. Yeah. Uh, and now on to Captain Marvel, where he's like, where Thanos is like, clearly, I'm not going to win this. I'm getting crushed by Scarlet Witch. Fire on my men, please. He's like, what? Do it. Distract her. Do something. And then as they're raining down, they just point up and start shooting. My my dumb self immediately thought, is Galactus just here now? Like, are they shooting? Like how else is this scene gonna get ridiculous? Is Galactus just
Galactus
here
is here
decide
now. Just
now to like
surprise. There was no build up to this whatsoever. We're just doing this
no,
now.
it was or like Loki came back or whatever. No, it was Captain Marvel, which I was fine with.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I feel they used her the exact right amount. I don't think
Yeah. Like
she should not have been the one to kill Thanos. She shouldn't have been more involved than
no.
she was. I think. As far as her setup from the end of Infinity War, I think maybe they could have made her just slightly more important overall. But like,
Not like I don't remember because like I mean she just showed up the last second. She
hmm,
yes she is one of the most powerful, but I don't
yeah,
think she's not one of the most important
yeah,
because how powerful you are
hmm,
doesn't how important you are. And I
yeah,
think that her being used the least a lot, not a lot, is
hmm,
good.
yeah. Um, I do have a little bit of an issue with her destroying that ship, flying down to Peter and being like, "Hey, Peter Parker, you got something for me?" Her taking the gauntlet and him being like, "How are you gonna get through all of that?" As if she didn't just do that plus some. It's like, look, I get it. That was a great, A Force tribute, right? Like, I love that
Yeah.
sequence. And then all of them, like, all the ladies, like, there were a
Mm,
lot more than I thought there would be too. Like,
there's quite a few because you got her, Valkyrie, Scarlet Witch, Shuri was
Mantis,
there,
Shuri,
Mantis.
Rescue.
My thing was like, okay, but like,
Mantis didn't do anything, but that's
that's
fine.
what I'm saying. I was like, what's Mantis gonna do though?
Nothing.
Like,
I yeah, like it was a good sequence, but then once Scarlet Witch, took down that whale, when Valkyrie destroyed her whale, once Shuri, Rescue, and Wasp like blasted Thanos that one time, Captain Marvel just kind of went for it, just blasting through people. We
mm,
never really got the sense that she couldn't have just done all that by herself.
yeah, but she was
So
blasting other stuff. But
I kind of think that maybe for multiple reasons, I kind of feel like maybe Nebula should have been the one to try to get the gauntlet through that army. It would have made narrative sense given Thanos had told her, or the A Nebula, get the gauntlet for me. So it's her, or it's a Nebula trying to get rid of it.
mm,
It it makes narrative sense because Nebula can't get through that by herself.
right.
It's kind of a reference, kind of deconstruction from the comics where Nebula does actually use the gauntlet at one point.
Mm,
So I feel just there's a lot of factors that would have made that make a little more sense. And then while all the ladies are making a clearing a path, Captain Marvel is having just a little spar with Thanos and just kind of going toe to toe with him for a little bit, keeping him busy. And then and then he can get the gauntlet and just kind of and the rest of the movie can happen from there. But just the way they set up it, were like, oh, Captain Marvel couldn't have gotten through that by herself. She needed the A Force to help. Didn't really seem believable, but whatever. But I did really like her and Thanos' little interaction where, she's holding the gauntlet and he just like, oh, headbutt didn't work. When you take out the power stone and punch you with it.
yeah, I don't know, just like obnoxiously how like resourceful. Like he just like, all right, you know what? I'm just gonna hit you as literally as hard as the Infinity Stone will let me hit you, and then if that doesn't work, you can have it.
Mhm.
Like, I don't even care.
Mhm.
Like,
You deserve
okay,
it
I
at
get
that
it. You
point if you
know
can
what?
take that.
I was like, if you could take a full Infinity Stone shot, you know what? Just take it. I don't care. But that
Hmm.
was just, it's kind of yeah.
And then, yeah, he Thanos is about to snap, but Iron Man wrestles the stones away from him, and then that's it.
Iron Man.
Oh, oh, that was hmm,
There's a lot going
that was a
on.
good that was the right way to send off his character. Like that was essentially the Iron Man is the one that introduced us to the
Mm-hmm.
MCU. I am Iron
Taking
Man.
us
It's
out of the
how
space.
you ended his movie. Like it just yeah.
It was pretty. That was pretty epic.
So I guess
So
Thanos was like erased from his timeline to we just gotta I don't I'm not gonna assume anything about time travel here. I'm just gonna they
okay,
fixed it. That's all that
here's
matters.
the thing though. The thing is that what exactly did Tony do with the Infinity Stones? That's the thing.
Probably his idea
Because it
was
wasn't explicitly said.
stop
Get rid
Thanos,
of Thanos.
kill Thanos,
I
stop him, erase
I
Thanos, whatever.
I guess because like I mean him and literally everything that was on Thanos' side died. But
Hmm,
does that mean everything Thanos has ever done is erased from ever happening?
I don't know.
Or does that mean I mean how does I mean I don't know yet. We don't know how that works. I don't know. But I'm sure the next movie, Spider-Man, will probably shed a little light
Explain a
on what
little
exactly
bit. Don't
happened.
just go on and
Probably not
acting like
everything.
it. Please don't act like Endgame just didn't happen. That would
No,
be a
that
little
would make
annoying.
me mad.
Yeah.
Because I want to know what's going on. I want to know where we're at.
Hmm. And then that recording after after he died, that little voiceover and recording of at his funeral, just oof. That
Oof,
I didn't
that was rough.
actually end up crying, but like I definitely felt
The
I
field
felt
hit
it.
you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was
And then
rough.
just pan of like every single character ever, even Literal
Hmm.
Ross, like all of them. Even the kid from Iron Man 3 was there, like
Yeah.
hmm, oof. It's a little weird that Nick Fury never said anything in this movie at all. He never spoke a single
I
word.
mean, but I mean, he was in it for like 2 seconds, and I mean, he didn't. Nothing really needed to be
It
said.
wasn't. I mean, I know he's only just a dude, so like he couldn't have done too much. But like, I would have liked to see him in like at some point during the climax. But
He like flies in with the helicarrier or
yeah,
something. That would have been interesting.
yeah, actually, that would have been cool. But whatever. Um, so one thing that I was really hoping for, I wasn't expecting it, but I was kind of hoping. I was hoping for someone to at least mention Quicksilver at least once. I want him to
Mm,
like, if not being brought back, at least mention him because he's just been forgotten about. Like Wanda already
yes,
lost her accent; she might as well just not.
that's what I'm
She might as well just not
saying.
exist.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
yeah,
when she's talking to Clint and he's like, "I wish I could have told them that. I wish I could have told her that we won." And she's like, she knows. They both know. She's probably talking about Vision.
yeah,
So it's not. That's just. I don't
more
know.
than likely, yeah. I mean, I guess they just kind of forgot about Pietro, but I mean,
Sure, whatever. Also, Vision's just gone now. He's not coming
I
back, I
mean,
guess.
yeah, but because well, that's the thing. He didn't get snapped. He just got his head, he got his brain ripped out, essentially.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a difference.
And Tony isn't really there to rebuild him. So,
That's true. I mean, I mean, well, I mean, one, they got Shuri, and two, they have the specs. I feel like on file
yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
So I mean, they could. I just feel like,
Mm.
would it be the same though,
I don't know. Probably
or would
not.
it? No,
No
probably
way,
not.
probably.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm saying. So they probably don't want to do that in his memory, I guess. But
Mm. Yeah.
mm,
And then the movie ending with Cap going back and, or at least, going back and
mm,
setting everything right. And clearly Bucky knew what he was gonna do. Like the
Mm,
second time I watched it, like it's a little weird that Bucky is like, "I'm gonna miss you, old pal," and it's like, but he's gonna be back in like 5 seconds. Why are you? Oh, I get it. He knew.
he
He knew he would.
knows.
That makes sense. I really,
Yeah.
really want the that sequence of him going back. I want that to be part of like a Disney Plus show where like he goes back in time and like
Him and
part
Agent Carter.
yeah, like him and Agent Carter, him like like exactly how he put all those tones back. Did he end up talking to Red Skull? That would have been awkward.
Mm. Like, hey, buddy.
With the Soul Stone back, he would have had to, right? Like,
Theoretically.
and with him putting the Soul Stone back, a soul for a soul. Would that bring that back? I don't.
I don't
Maybe.
think it works like because he's not originally the one who put it in there.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of yeah, it is kind of weird. How does all that work?
Yeah. And
And how did he
then,
get in space
uh,
in the past
well, I don't, no idea.
or the
It's not
future? I
important.
don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, but then, I loved how this movie did such a good job of setting up just where the Avengers are gonna be from here out. Like
Hmm.
Iron Man's dead, but his daughter is probably gonna be stupid freaking smart. Like, there's a potential there. Um, Ant Man's daughter is has been aged up, so she's probably
Hmm.
gonna be her super self at some point. Um, uh, Thor making Valkyrie the new queen, which she became Lady Thor in the comics, and then Cap giving Falcon
Sam
the
the skill.
shield.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
It's gonna be fun.
yeah.
'Cause it's gonna be him and Bucky just doing stuff, which their
I did
interactions are
not want
great.
Bucky to be Captain America. I don't like Bucky being Cap. I feel it's not really in his character.
And
Like it makes
it just went.
sense. I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, I thought they were going to do it just because of like kind of like how close they are, but like logically, it would make no sense because a few years ago you were an international war criminal.
Hmm.
Then again, so was Cap, but still. Well, then again, so was Falcon, but still, not on the
I
same scale.
feel like I feel like Ross has gotten over it at this point. I feel like that's
You say that, but like, has he though?
no.
That's what I'm saying. The government doesn't get over stuff.
Mhm.
Like CIA or is Agent Ross
He's
CIA?
the Secretary of State, I think.
Something like that. I don't
Yeah,
know. But yeah, government doesn't get
yeah,
over stuff. So
yeah. And the movie ending with Cap finally getting his dance.
mhm.
Just, oh.
I wonder what that would have been like. Like I wish they had a show to see where he just knocks on the door
I
and it's
mean,
like
I mean,
he's just like
it.
I owe somebody a dance.
Yeah, but whatever. Regardless, it was a cute moment in the
Oh
end
yeah, I
his
mean
arc on
it's a great for him. I
it.
mean, so essentially, I mean, Cap's not technically dead, but I mean, he's like 90.
He's
So
out
I
of
don't think,
commission. Like
yeah, he's
he's
done.
retired.
Yeah, I mean, he's done. Iron Man and Scar and Black Widow are both gone. So it's like,
Thor's
we
with the
lost.
Guardians.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. I was expecting to lose more people than we did, I'll be
I was
honest.
expecting to lose Hawkeye too. Like,
Yeah.
oh, he lived somehow. Oh
And the
yeah, Hawkeye's
Avengers.
daughter is also going to be a superhero at some point.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
and
new
then
Avengers
what?
pick up right where they
New
left off.
Avengers, yeah. Oh, and then all the original six having their chicken scratch signatures
Yeah,
is
that was good.
uh, with the theme going one more time. Like that was, and then let's talk about that after credit scene.
That we all waited on, and they didn't
We
have
got
them.
some, Iron Man maybe banging, making his first suit noises. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I don't. I maybe in retrospect, it maybe would have been a little weird for them to like set up the next movie when this is clearly like the culmination of the first
All the
chunk.
movies, yeah.
It's the end of an arc. You can't really. It would have been a little weird for them to be like, "Oh, Silver Surfer's coming now." Like,
No, no, that would have been
nah,
weird. I mean, you could have honestly, it just could have been like everyone going back to the event, like trying to rebuild the Avengers
yeah,
building, and then it's like, oh, so where do we go from here? And then it's just like,
just show like
I don't
Captain
know.
Marvel, Black Panther, Spider Man, etc. Just be
Yeah.
like, "Well, you still got us. We'll go from here." Yeah, it's fine. Like it was still kind of cool just seeing all the people that worked on this huge movie. There were like four different just sections of digital artists. Like they made that
Mhm.
climax happen. Like I appreciate you.
Yeah, so pretty. So pretty.
So yeah, is there anything else you want to talk about
I
regarding this
mean,
movie?
really good movie. I will say though, I will say, and I'm on record saying this,
Mm-hmm.
I like Infinity War better personally.
I think that's kind of the point, though. Like everything up until the climax, well, everything up until the time travel stuff is you're not really supposed to feel good.
Right.
Whereas
Which
Infinity
I mean
War,
is
you're supposed to
understandable.
feel great up until the last,
The
minute.
second. Right. So yeah, I mean, I like the epic battle scene at the end was bigger
Mm.
and better, but at the same time, Infinity War, you had great. I think there were better like
It was more
interactions.
consistently like
Yeah,
the more
more
consistent
consistently good stuff going on.
happenings. Yeah, yeah.
Right, because I mean, you at the beginning you've got Iron Man, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange teaming up. Then you've got the Guardians fighting some of the Avengers. You've got Black Panther and meeting a bunch of other Avengers, and then they have the whole Wakanda thing go down. Then you got Thanos fighting the Avengers and the Guardians, and you got Thanos fighting everyone else and beating the
Mm.
crap out of everybody. You got the big battle scene, and you got Thor coming down and doing Thor stuff, and
Mm.
yeah, but.
Yeah, like
But no, I mean this one's still really good.
I think I
Like
like
really,
Endgame
really
a
great.
little better, but like it's really just part two of a bigger movie, so like I
It
can't
is.
really compare them.
This is true. But we're going to at some
Yeah,
point, but it's fine.
it's it's fine. Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother like rating it out of 10. Like, there's no point. It's just I don't think I just couldn't bring myself to like. I have like a few nitpicks, but like the magnitude and the impact this movie has, I just don't think I really could. But like out of 10, it just doesn't make sense for this movie.
I mean it's just I mean it's too good. Like
Mm.
literal I because like we've been literally building up for this the entire time this universe has been started.
Yeah,
It's
every
coming right
single
after.
movie leading up to
Like,
this had a
has
culmination in
something
this. Like, ooh,
yeah, like something important happened from every movie. And it's like if it was an introduction of a character, an Infinity Stone, or even Thanos for a little bit, like
mm,
something happened there, and then it builds up to this huge fight at the end. The time travel is interesting. Like there are things I don't like about it. Like again, like we said earlier, don't like Thor being just, the entire movie being big, out of shape, annoying, and like and some of the like the time travel stuff being a little less explained. Like I understand it's time travel, it's complicated, but I really like they
yeah,
could have
like they
explained it a
tried to
little
explain
better.
it, but then Hulk kind of went back on his original theory when he was talking to
Yeah,
Sorcerer Supreme. They acknowledged, yeah, we don't even know how this works either. Just kind of accept it, and I did, and I have no problem with it. Just kind
yeah,
of just assume that Cap fixed everything. That's the best
yeah.
take.
That's kind of the thing. I'm like, we're
Hmm.
just yeah, we're just gonna pretend that we know. Like I mean, like obviously he can fix most of them, but I mean, I don't know. I still think it's weird that he's supposed to put these Infinity Stones back in space to be going back in time.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, either you, because like,
Well, he can
how would
teleport to any point in time. So maybe he just,
Anywhere? Oh, he can just go to other
I mean,
planets
yeah,
too.
they teleported from New
That's right.
York
Yeah, that's right.
to that
Yeah, that is
shield
right.
base.
That is right. I'm sorry, but still, that's a lot.
Mm, yeah.
But
Yeah, it's just so surreal that this movie finally came out and like it's
mhm,
actually good.
it's great.
How did this happen? I don't.
I, I mean, we know how it happened. Like we
Use
were
your
there. We watched it
geniuses ass
happen.
out.
Yeah. I'm just worried that now it's gonna be like I'm not saying other Marvel movies are gonna be bad, but it's like there's not gonna be a movie on this magnitude for a long time now.
Maybe never
Like
again. Just period. Ever like
I
as far as
I,
movies go, maybe I don't know.
I don't know about that. I'm not gonna say no movie ever is gonna be this hype because you never know. I mean, movies in general are gonna be
Yeah,
big, but I mean at this point right now, especially Marvel, I don't think Marvel's ever gonna get this high again. But but they're still gonna be good because I mean this next Spider-Man movie is gonna do really
mm.
good. I mean Black Panther 2 is
I
supposed to
know
be
some
coming
people that
out.
are like swearing off all future Marvel movies because like this is it. This is the end. I'm not going to see anymore. I'm like, why? You've already invested 11 years. You might as well keep going.
Well, see, that's what I've heard too, because I have a roommate who said that, and like his thing was because if I start again, I'm gonna get swept into it, and I'm like keep going for
Yeah,
another 11 years, and I'm like,
and
but you said that's what I'm like. You say it like it's a bad thing, but I think he did say like burnout and stuff, which is
mm,
true.
yeah,
But I mean, not. I mean, I don't
yeah.
know,
I do
but I
think
mean,
that overall the movies are gonna be they're gonna take a little bit of a dip, like viewership wise, after this for a little while. Like I don't know, if Black Panther 2 or Spider Man 2 are necessarily gonna get to the heights that their original movies did, but we'll see. That's once they
maybe.
start adding X Men and Fantastic Four and other crazy stuff,
Yeah, that's gonna
it'll
get kind of awesome.
yeah, it's a little upsetting that Iron Man just barely missed Mr. Fantastic, but
Hmm,
whatever.
all right, make it work. He had a good run.
Yeah.
Move on to bigger and better things.
Yeah, I am very excited for the future of Marvel.
Yeah. I'm excited for the present.
I want to see this movie again. Like it is that good. I want to
I'll probably go
just
see it
absorb
again.
it a third time. I just need it.
So intense.
So yeah, thank you and thank all of you for watching for putting up with my voice. Like we've been putting this off long enough. We should have done this 2 days ago, but like I thought it'd be better by now, but I'm not. So oh well, this is what you get. I could literally could not wait any longer to talk about this movie. I just
No, you
had to do
have
it.
to.
Had to.
Like, suffer through it. It's
Mhm.
fine. Everything's fine. Just
You think
talk.
Captain America would have called it quits just because he's a little bit sick? No.
You
Mm-mm.
do this all day.
Whatever it takes. Whatever it
Whatever
takes.
it takes. Oh, whatever it takes.
And with that, we'll see you all next time.